like suck them out.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like those
but
cookie
it
cutter
looks.
sharks.
But yeah, literally, especially in the backside of it, it really looks like it was like just drilled with an actual drill or something.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I think it's from whatever animal killed the abalone that was living in the shell. Those are weird the way it's all like whatever animal weirdly killed the iridescent uh, colors and shit on it. I should probably do take video of it. It's probably better because it doesn't really
Yeah.
show. Like
Well,
you
no.
just move it
I've
around.
seen plenty of abalone shells.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few.
Forget
It
you live
used to
relatively.
be. Well, I mean, you can't hunt them now, but it used to be like a thing. Like my dad would go out abalone fishing with his buddy. You know, or like he'd get some free abalone from a friend or something, because it used to be a big thing where you go down and pick them up all the time because they were really fucking good to eat. Like they tasted really fucking good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I've never had it, but yeah, it's very much a delicacy.
Now
and
it's very much an endangered kind of thing, and you're really not supposed to take more than a very few, and it's super expensive to be allowed to go get any at all. But like my dad had like 2 or 3 abalone shells as ashtrays growing up, because they were that common in fucking California.
Right.
Because it was like, here's this shit that's, you know, you can go out for a weekend with a fucking a buddy in a shitty boat with a snorkel and a net and a knife, and just fucking swim down. You know, see the abalone from higher up, swim straight down to it, cut that fucker off a rock or pry it off a rock somehow, and fucking
eat that fucker up,
eat that fucker with your family on the weekend, like throw it on a barbecue and enjoy with your family. It's, you know, can't go wrong.
Yeah, and I thought I had posted the sea glass already in the slideshow thing, but apparently I hadn't.
Maybe.
I figured I'd throw one of that in there.
Oh yeah. Well, I still gotta figure out like a good way to work. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to mute before I did that. Usually I mute when I'm sneezing or coughing, but
yeah, no worries.
I still haven't figured out how to like really get the fucking the pictures to cycle in a good way. I gotta like make different folders or something.
Yeah, there are a lot of pictures now.
Yeah,
thanks mostly to Samaj, I think.
Yeah, mostly stuff that Samaj sent. But it's nice to have a bunch of like random ass fucking pictures. You know, that's not bad. But it's just the stupid thing is that for whatever reason, it just does not cycle. It's
not randomizing properly.
It doesn't cycle through the whole thing, so it'll only cycle through the first 40 or so pictures in the folder, is what I think it was. So you can't have a real slideshow; you can only have a pretend slideshow.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
All of these.
Yeah. So it's I got to figure out a way to because I can't really randomize it entirely and then also make it into a couple of different folders. It's just a pain in the butt working with it. But it's like, you know, that's just how OBS is. It's you know, name of the game.
Yeah, it's not vitally important or anything, so fuck it. No worries.
But I do got to cycle. I want to cycle pictures in and out too, though, because it is kind of one of those things that get boring. Although now I think there's probably more gameplay going on in the background. Because like Conan Exiles is one of those games where like you don't have to really be that engaged with it.
Yeah.
Because I got my little slave men. I mean soldiers. Not slaves.
Unpaid interns.
Yeah, unpaid interns. Yeah, I got those guys. So, but yeah, I got basically I got the soldiers and do all my stuff for me. So I just like sit back and like, you know, run around in circles and avoid shit.
Nice.
So it's easy peasy. Yeah, pretty nice. They got a well. They also got like a 2 times harvest this week. They went and fucking
No.
accidentally screwed up a setting and deleted like a bunch of people's all of their thralls.
Oh wow.
So
Jesus, dude.
people were less than happy, you could say.
Yeah.
Furious might be a fair statement.
Yeah, that's pretty understandable, dude.
Yeah,
What
oh, I
you're telling
mean,
me, it's not a small amount of effort required in to
no,
getting those
no,
calls
it's
powered up.
so now like the prime thrall that you get is a short term level thrall, which means you can level it up in if you really concentrate just on leveling the thrall, you could probably do it in like 4 to 6 hours. You could probably level a thrall up all on its own. However, what most people had, like these old ones they had from before, were thralls that they leveled up over the course of like maybe 16 hours, but also that were like unique. Like they changed and nerfed them, so like the ones they had were super like powerful, but
Oh wow! So they can't
they've
even get those
since
back,
been
no matter how
changed.
much
So
time.
yeah, they could replace it with the same exact person. Like you could get another Sumerian Berserker is one of the big ones. So they also take like really a lot longer to level up than any other thrall. But you could go and collect as many of those as you want, and you'll never get one as powerful as the one you would have gotten, like a year and a half ago. That one is going
So
to be
they're
way more
irreplaceable.
powerful because its combat modifier was, I think it used to be like 3.5 or something. So they each have a combat modifier that makes the difference between whether they're good quality thralls or not. And now the Sumerians are super weak comparatively, so they'd just be like this weak version. But it's also, to be fair, like all the changes they've made are so that you, the player, are more involved in the game and less letting your guys do the fighting for you like I like to do.
Right.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have necessarily been a bad thing, but people were not about to let that go. So they had to roll it back, take the servers from where they were and just undo like the last 2 days of whatever that they after they did it. So they didn't address it for super long time. So they had to roll it back.
Right.
And so all the people that, didn't lose their thralls were like, fucking asshole, hey, I had all this great stuff that I just, built up over the last couple of days playing the game, and, it was a weekend, so there was a lot of people playing.
Out.
A lot of people were playing because it was a weekend, too, so they were kind of pissed off, so they were like, well, we'll give you double harvest rates, which is not really that much of a thing, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really replace much of anything that you lost. Because the only things that are valuable are RNG, so every time you open a certain kind of treasure chest, there's just a random chance of, different kinds of treasure. So the really useful stuff you get is from those. And you can't really undo that because you can't just double harvest rates because you can still only get one of those at a time, and it's random what you get. So if you got a really good thing and then you get a really shitty thing this time. But whatever.
Yeah, it seems like they should be able to. Yeah, it's probably not easy to do, but like, fuck, man. The ones that have the old shit that they can't get anymore.
No. They made the right choice. Don't get me wrong. I agree they made the right choice. I'm just saying there's no way they're going to make everybody happy, is all I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
There's always going to be people mad at them because there's no right choice from their perspective because they fucked up. So somebody's going to be mad no matter what. And, but yeah, no, they definitely made the right choice. Yeah, they had to roll back. There's no way, because you're comparing, like, even if somebody were to have played the entire time, it would have been 48 hours of gameplay. I mean, you're comparing that to potentially hundreds of hours of work that people put into stuff. So, yeah, no, there's not even a question as to which one they do.
They keep doing shit like that, it seems like.
Yeah, it didn't used to happen as often as it does now. Oddly, it used to be fairly rare, actually, that they would have problems this bad. But since I've gotten back on, it seems to be happening pretty regularly. The last time they had a big set of things they had to apologize for was an entire building set just vanished.
Wow.
So, like, say you built your base with this building set, and the building set vanishes. Well, now your chests, well, they're just gone, and that stuff that was in there, yeah, that's all gone too. And depending on how long after the building disappears, if all of your base was, if that's the only thing you used, then your thralls could potentially disappear, because if you don't have a base, they decay. And then eventually they decay enough that they're just gone altogether.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where it was like, oh, this isn't good. Like, this is not going to end well for anyone. But yeah, it was just an unfortunate thing. They fucked up. It's just how it works. And then they had that was bad, because it was literally like people's thralls, people's everything that they had would just go on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's really nothing else going on with the game, though. Like, I'm sure that's thrilling as that is for people to hear about a game that almost nobody plays.
Yeah, well, you're into it.
I like the building aspect of it. The rest of it, I don't care. So, I mean, like, whatever they want to change, go for it. Whatever you're going to, like, give me, like, extra harvest rates, that's fine. But, like, it has a decay timer, so I'm not dumb enough to, like, just trust that. You know what I mean? So, like, every day I log on and just reset my stuff, even if I'm not going to play more than, like, the 10 minutes it takes to do that. Because, why risk it? Because they've had issues before with that. Oh, I watched the video with the black professor guy who, I guess, or not professor, the trainer who does the diversity training or whatever, who's like suddenly realized that it's all bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I think he'd known for a while, but yeah, he's definitely finally fucking saying some shit about it.
Which is nice.
Which is nice.
But, everybody that comes out and says something, it helps, even though it's, because it was like, well, there was nothing new out of it that he was saying, but it's nice that he's out saying stuff and being public about it, and hopefully giving other people the potential chance to kind of, like, wake up to the reality and have a better, fall for less of the, the propaganda that's out there. So.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking blatant nowadays. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's the silliest shit out there. It I don't know, man. It's some of the stuff that people fall for is just so bizarre. Like it's safe and tested. Like how would they know that it's safe and tested? And effective. The whole thing with the supposed vaccine thing, that everybody acts like you're an idiot if you think they're the brand new medication might not be safe because it's never been tested on anyone, because there hasn't been enough time to test it on anyone.
Yeah. No, that's the whole thing I've always found disturbing about the vaccine shit. It's like, yeah, we did this super fast, like way faster than any other time. Like, no, I think there's a reason it takes a while. Like, finishing it that quickly is not yeah, especially if you haven't really properly tested it. It's not necessarily a great thing.
Exactly. It just you might wanna, I don't know, fucking actually test it before you make the call there, buckaroo. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, that was
yeah,
just kind of
especially.
silly. Everybody's like, "You're an idiot. You don't believe the science." I'm like, "You're fucking dumb. You're just because some guy in a fucking suit and tie on television said something. You think that just means it's true? Like,
Yeah, no shit.
what are
You
his?
guys are the idiots for falling for the propaganda. You fucking morons.
Yeah, and like it just doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, he said it. Well, all right. Well, why is he saying it? Well, he's this such and such person. Well, he's also got potentially millions of dollars to take to get off of you buying this thing. So maybe he's not so trustworthy after all.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it was shown that like Fauci had invested in a lot of the companies and shit,
Yeah,
right?
he made millions of dollars off of this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that'll be like, no, he didn't, but like, no, factually, we know. We know he invested. We know how much. It's a lot of fucking money. Or we don't know how much, but we can guesstimate to within a reasonable degree based on the kind of like, you're investing money in a company, this is how you invest kind of thing. But yeah, he definitely made a bunch of money off of that shit. It was such a silly fucking thing. Like, he's allowed to go up and tell everybody, like, you don't take this, you're gonna die. And it's like, he's gonna make millions of dollars if everybody takes it. So obviously, he's gonna say this bullshit. Like, you can't do that with, like, peanut butter. You can't be like, all right, well, let's have the guy who makes peanut butter come out and give us a little, demonstration of the potential health risks of not eating peanut butter. Well, you don't eat peanut butter every day, you're gonna die. Like, okay, that's reasonable.
But yeah, the shit Fauci's done is literally fucking criminal, dude.
Yeah, well, that's because the potential dangers and the fucking health risks of what's going on are drastically different than if it were peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter isn't gonna, like, other than make you fat, potentially if you eat it like way too fucking much. Not that bad of a thing for you.
Nah.
But a vaccine that causes all sorts of weird shit to grow in your fucking arteries and potentially clog them and kill you. See, maybe that's not such a good idea. Yeah. Maybe you want to take a second to assess whether or not that's really a great idea to fucking put in your body.
Yeah, especially the vaccines, literally like high schoolers, like high school athletes, college athletes dropping dead or suddenly having serious fucking heart problems and all this shit.
They're like, it's video games.
I don't know, that happens all the time. Yeah.
We just don't talk about it. No, it's noteworthy because it doesn't happen all the time. You don't generally have a bunch of fucking randomly dead, perfectly healthy athletes. Man.
What was that? I'm just looking at something. What the hell was it? Yeah. Oh, the fucking the bitch that they were trying to stop for shoplifting and tried to run over the cop.
Yeah, and he shot her through the window because she was actively trying to murder him.
Yeah. It's fucking fascinating to hear people like, why do you just shoplifting? Why do you have to like? All she had to do was get out of the car. They weren't gonna fucking shoot her. And she fucking knew it. And in fact, she thought there was no way in hell they'd ever shoot her.
She assumed she was, she could do whatever she wanted, and they just weren't going to be allowed to do anything. And hopefully that cop isn't in any trouble, because that's literally like you're about, I cannot imagine how that cop could end up in any like actual trouble though, because that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, you're literally fucking launching a vehicle at him. He shot one shot. It's unfortunate that it fucking killed her. Well, maybe unfortunate, but
I mean,
yeah, no, it's
it's unfortunate that the baby was killed, but like that wasn't the cop that killed him. It was her making that bad decision that got her killed.
All her, yeah, a series of bad decisions. Like
stealing a bunch of
before
liquor
you even
when
get
she's
to the
pregnant.
shoplifting. Yeah, beyond that, parked in a handicap spot with no license plates on the car.
Always a good choice.
And
always
shoplifting. Yeah, so I'm sure she was up to fucking, upstanding citizen shit.
Yeah, she was definitely the first on the list for the Outstanding Citizen award show, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I have no sympathy for her whatsoever. I have sympathy for the baby, obviously, because the baby didn't do anything wrong, but,
Yeah.
Neither did the police officer. He didn't have any other choice. He did what he had to do to stay alive and go home to see his family that day.
Yeah. No, he's probably going to get charged. He shouldn't be. It's fucking ridiculous that he is going to probably get charged.
Was it in?
But I think it was Minnesota. So
yeah, they're a little blue. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, that's where George Floyd happened and all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, yeah, like that. Yeah, she's just a fucking horrible person. Like she had been raised by her grandmother. She was such a fucking horrible person that the grandmother had a restraining order against her granddaughter that she essentially raised because their parents weren't around, and also violated that restraining order twice fairly recently. So yeah, fuck that bitch, dude.
Yeah, no,
she was making fucking horrible decisions, and it unfortunately cost that baby its life.
Yeah, that's the part that's really sad about the whole thing is the baby. I mean, everyone else was like, and that cop who's probably gonna now have to like pay,
Yeah, it's still gonna, even though he knows that he didn't do anything wrong.
Well, yeah, he's gonna have to live with that memory of doing that, and he's gonna have to deal with all the legal fees and the other shit that's going on that has nothing to do with him.
Yeah, like I know how bad I felt just killing a deer with a car. A situation that absolutely couldn't have been avoided. And yeah, I can't imagine actually killing a human, dude, whether it was justified or not. And no matter how much of a piece of shit the woman is.
Yeah, he's still gonna regret having to do that. Like that's just because he knows he did the right thing. It's not like you don't have emotions.
Like intellectually,
and you're not a human being.
But yeah, and on an emotional level, it's not. It's obviously it's not illogical, but yeah, on an emotional level, it never is. I just got very little to do with it. You're just gonna feel like shit.
Yeah, poor guy. Definitely feel for that dude. Not and also, him and his family are probably gonna be harassed and threatened and all sorts of stuff on social media and whatnot for a while.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna just be like target number one for everybody out there with a keyboard who's too fucking ignorant to understand like the basic reality of like, hey, he had barely any time, like a couple of milliseconds to make a decision. So, so maybe cut him a little bit of fucking slack, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of the negative aspects of like the existence of video games is people seem to be under the impression that people in real life situations can fucking hit the pause button
and stop for like 20 minutes and like look up the right answer on Google.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Yeah, and then of course the world's greatest dad, who wasn't in this bitch's life ever, is suddenly back in the picture.
Because he stands to make money off of her death, which is really fucking sad.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting.
Because if he'd been a real father, she wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place, and none of us.
Well, she might have, but again, much less likely. She still might have, but much less likely if if either of her parents, because obviously her mom wasn't in either, because she was being raised by the grandmother.
Fair enough.
So yeah. Again, significantly, astronomically less likely if at least one of the two was involved in her fucking life.
Man, how strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'd probably still be alive. She might be doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's
She
possible.
probably wouldn't have been shot to death.
I think though, if she hadn't had an abusive and neglectful father, the odds are really,
Yeah.
really low that that's what would have happened.
Oh yeah, it's obviously makes a fucking again astronomical difference. But yeah, I know if she was doing fucked up shit, it would have probably not been to that level, and not to the extreme where like, no, it's totally fine to try to roll over a cop because they're
Yeah.
accused of shoplifting.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's no big deal. Run over a cop, whatever. He deserved it. He was out there being, a cop doing his job. I mean, what the fuck did he think?
Yeah.
What an asshole, right?
Mm. But yeah, it's just funny because the apologists, so I'll bring it up like, oh, it was just shoplifting. Why did they have to shoot her? And like they leave out all the details about why she got shot.
Yeah, I was like,
But,
oh, well, she was shoplifting and then she tried to run over a police officer with a car when they caught her bitch ass.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
about
start
to
with
send
the
her to
part where
fucking
they
jail
told her
where
to
she
get out.
belongs,
Yeah, where they told her to get out and she refused to and tried to run over the cop instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Start with that part instead of, because it was for shoplifting or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then she was trying to run over people with the car. You saw. I don't know if you watched the other one I sent was from Donut. The one where
the one?
Yeah, where they sent in the canine and then just the guy got pissed off because I guess the for some reason the subject didn't want to get bit by a fucking animal and tried to defend himself from the animal biting him, as if that's not an instinctive response, and started beating him over the head with a fucking tennis racket.
Yeah.
Just fucking wailing on him with a tennis racket. I'm like, that dude belongs in prison. Like, that's not how you don't get to do that if you're a cop. That's not in your choice of options. You have to use the stuff they gave you. You can't just grab random shit and fucking hit people with
I don't
it.
know
like,
that
that's not safe.
It seemed like, and again, I didn't watch it super closely, but it seemed like they sicked the dog on him. I got the impression.
Way too fast.
Be completely wrong. Well, I assume it's because they're like, I don't want to chase this guy. Sick the dog on him.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, Fatty didn't want to run. Come on now.
Yeah, so fuck you for putting the dog in that position to fucking.
I don't blame the dog. Absolutely,
exercise.
never, ever am I ever blaming the dog in that situation. They're doing exactly what they were trained and rewarded to do. My thing is, I don't think dogs should be involved in police work.
Mm-hmm.
I think dogs should be pets, like pets, and that's it. Or you can teach them to like herd or hunt, that kind of thing. But there's no reason for them to be involved in like police and war and all that kind of shit. They're
well, at least
dogs.
not on any, and definitely not on any type of combatant level. Like if you want to use them to sniff out bombs or even drugs or fucking whatever, that's fine.
I don't know the dogs are really sniffing out the drugs and stuff, though. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that it's accurate most of the time. But the problem I have is, like, how much of it is because they want to get a reward? Or maybe there's a treat involved if they find it,
Yeah.
And it's not that the dogs are bad. It's just like that's just natural behavior for a dog. Dogs want to get that treat from you, man. They really do.
Yeah.
And they'll happily they happily sell out their buddies for it. So why? And dog has no moral compass, so it's not like it understands that like finding this or not finding it is good or bad. It just knows that it gets a treat when it finds it.
Yeah, but I mean, at least that's not a situation.
At least it's not
where
a
you're
combat
really
role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. That whole thing with animals being used like that, to me, is just kind of like, I'm totally fine with like a herd animal, like if you're using it to help you herd sheep or other animals or whatever. That makes perfect sense. There's lots of situations in which it's fine. You know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But there's just too many for me where it's like, that doesn't seem like it should be okay. You know, like.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it should be an absolute last resort, not a, I'm way out of shape. I don't have to try to chase this guy. Let's have the dog do it.
Yeah, that was really painfully obviously that guy was just, like, not in great shape and he didn't want to run. I like how you were like, also, there were other options at that point as well, besides sending a dog in to attack somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they could have tased him. They could have hit him with some pepper spray. There's a whole lot of other options that would have potentially gained compliance that didn't involve physically breaking his skin. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because that is what's happening. Like, a dog is biting and sinking their teeth into a person.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we're expecting that person to just not have a problem with that.
Lay on the ground flat. Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay. Yeah. No. Now I'm gonna knock the ground. Now that the dog's
that guy,
into my fucking flesh.
Not only did he get beat over the head by a cop for no real good reason, he's also going to get charged probably with assaulting an officer, the canine, and all that other shit, and resisting arrest and stuff. And it's like, well, first of all, they didn't get anywhere close to the guy. They didn't use any of the other potentially, appropriate measures they had at their option. The other one in there that was in the video where the guy is totally fucked, the cop, because I understand why he did what he did, but it was stupid.
The cooler one?
Cooler at the guy?
Yeah.
Because number one, he's in New York, so they're going to crucify him. I don't feel like he did the wrong thing. There's no way he could have known that that was going to kill the guy. Like, he made the right choice. He was trying to protect people from, a very dangerous police chase kind of thing. So
I feel like if he had thrown it, like, in front of the bike and not into the guy's head, it would have made a huge difference. Like, it probably would have stopped it well, and again, potentially not killed the guy.
Exactly.
Although it's hard to tell if it was the cooler hitting him or if he, hit his head on the car or whatever.
I think he hit his face in the car. He faced into the car, but it doesn't matter. They're going to crucify him in a legal sense just for not using police equipment, for using just random shit.
Yeah,
which is similar to the guy with the tennis racket. It's like, you can't just use whatever you feel like picking up to just beat somebody with. You have to apply force in the appropriate fashion with the appropriate tools that you've been given.
Yeah, the tennis racket's really bizarre because you're doing it because he's fucking with the dog, and then he's doing it fucking with
exactly.
the dog.
You got mad because he hit your dog, and I understand that's your dog and you love your dog, but
yeah,
you can't
still
do
not
that
appropriate.
to just a person first.
If anything, you should be beating the dog to let him go now. I guess you really couldn't because he was kind of fucking grabbing him or whatever, but still, dude. You should at least be like, all right, enough, dog. Let up, and fucking you let the dog go. It's fucking over.
Yeah, you let the dog go. The dog's gonna let you go. Everybody wins. Let's stop now. Kind of thing. But it was just one of those things where it was like, you know how it occurred, but there's still not really a good excuse for it.
Yeah, the shitty situation all around.
And it was good that he stopped a potential police chase, but he's definitely gonna get charged with something. Because he shouldn't have it should have been hit him with a stun gun, hit him with a taser, pepper spray the motherfucker, whatever, throw your fucking baton. But you don't just grab stuff off the ground and use it.
Yeah, and I guarantee, I don't think it was a thing where he just made a split decision. a split-second decision, and it wasn't
Oh
a good
yeah,
one.
no, definitely not.
It's similar to the other shit, but yeah,
it was out of frustration that they
egregious.
might potentially not catch the guy that they've been trying so long to catch. Is what I'm assuming.
Nah. Dude had a dirt bike in the city. That was pretty fucking crazy.
Well, it makes sense if you think about it, right?
Yeah, they're real easy to maneuver. They're relatively light. They're fucking. They can go through the fucking park. They can
potholes,
go on the streets. They can go through the park.
Because the streets in New York are not particularly great in a lot of areas.
Yeah, a crotch rocket would suck for running from the cops, relative, compared with a dirt bike.
But on the other side, super inexpensive on gas and,
Oh yeah.
Get you around, get you what you need to, and you could potentially put a fair amount of stuff on the back of that thing. Yeah, you could be just fine.
Drugs, man.
Well, I'm just saying, you go to the grocery store and pick up some, some groceries and stuff, you'd probably be just fine on that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as inconvenient as you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're like, wanting to get like a fucking week's worth of groceries at once, it might be a little tough. Well, that's one of the sacrifices. You got to shop a little more often. Not bad. If I can go to the grocery store like every 3 or 4 days anyway, so perfect. Fuck, man, I'm getting a dirt bike. You sold me on it, dude.
Yeah, really?
Oh, fuck. I have to have a sidecar for the grandpuppy, but I mean, other than that.
Sidecars. Sidecars are wacky. I watched a whole video where these guys were doing sidecar racing. And that was fucking crazy. Because like a regular motorcycle sidecar, it's like a little bubble that the guy sits down in, and he's just got his head out maybe, and he's like wearing a helmet with the goggles, and it's funny and charming from like the olden days. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sidecars for the racing motorcycles, it's like a platform with a little bit of a windshield so that it doesn't pick up too much wind shear. And the other guy has handles to hold on to. And most of what he's doing is hanging on for dear life and leveraging right or left, like he's moving his body around to help with the weight on the motorcycle.
Yeah, you gotta lean into the turns and such. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, he's gotta lean into the turns and all that. Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
It looks fucking crazy insane.
So yeah, the windshield's more for aerodynamic purposes than actually protecting him from anything.
Yeah, it's definitely not to protect him. No. But it looks like it'd be, if you were in your 20s, like it'd be really fucking fun. In your 20s when you just don't, you haven't really come to terms with the fact that eventually you're gonna die, so you still kind of think you're immortal.
Oh yeah.
Like you've convinced yourself that you're gonna be the one that like nothing is ever gonna happen to, kind of thing. So you
never gonna get sick, never gonna have any problem. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely good for that age person for sure. But I would definitely be a little more. I would be concerned. I would not want to be fucking doing that myself now. But then again, I'm so inflexible anyway that even if they made one to support my fat ass, it wouldn't matter. Like,
shit.
But it was a lot of fun, and it looked crazy because like at one point. On one set of turns, the guy will lean all the way out of the fucking thing so that he's basically riding millimeters off of the fucking ground.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Like just barely off the ground. And it does not look at all safe.
Right. Yeah. Well, speed, I assume, is outranking safety.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not worried about safety as compared to speed. No, they're on that speed kick.
Oh yeah, the service dog thing.
I don't understand why they don't fucking have a license that they would have that just says like, hey, this is a service dog, don't fuck with it. What's the problem there? Like, I don't see why that would be something
it's
that
very
you
odd.
want. You know, like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, it's again probably a big part of the problem is people that know they don't have to have paperwork to prove anything.
No, that is a problem. That's one of the things that almost everybody who has to deal with service animals and stuff like that says. Is they all say, it's great, except everybody pretends their fucking emotional support animal is a fucking service animal. So you have all these people who are just
seems like
bullshit.
Certification would clear up a lot of that, dude. Like a vast,
exactly.
Yeah,
all they need to do is, hey, here's what you got to do if you want to have a service animal. You just, go down to this office, demonstrate, your service animal doing its task, and you get this little certificate. And then if somebody bothers you, they're in trouble.
Yeah, because I was looking through a lot of the comments, and like, there's people that work at restaurants. Like, people come in with genuine service dogs. They sit under the table. They fucking behave themselves. It's not a fucking problem. So we don't even fucking ask them about it. But again, the other ones bring in their shitty dogs that are gonna fucking be running all over the place and lunging at people or whatever.
Exactly.
That aren't trained at all. Yeah, or fucking it up for the people that genuinely need it.
Exactly. It's really fucking obnoxious.
Although, I don't know, man. If I had a service dog, I wouldn't want to take him in a restaurant. Like, it seems like it seems kind of a shitty thing to do. Not really, but I feel like. Although I don't consider dining in the restaurant as a big part of the experience. All I really care about is the food I'm eating.
Yeah, so okay, me too. I thought I was weird about that because everybody seems to fucking have this big thing about like, you gotta be in that place. It's like, I don't want to go in a restaurant. Fuck that. It's usually fucking unpleasant. The guy that's bringing you the food, he doesn't fucking want to bring you the food. He wants to be sitting at home watching fucking TV, drinking a beer. Eating his own fucking food, he's not thrilled to do that. This isn't where he wanted to end up in life. And
that was kind of part of it. Is I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they're like just going in and trying to get they're going into a bunch of places just trying to get the bad reaction. Kind of like the cake thing, the gay cake.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think there's a lot of that goes on with that as well when it comes to the service animal thing. I would not at all be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I don't want to say they shouldn't be allowed to do it either, because there are, most people, for some reason, dining in a restaurant.
There are people that have service animals, so to me, it's like I understand like why there's a.
I guess I just feel like don't do it all the fucking time if you don't have to, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
But also denying it, especially if it's again a really, you can see the dog's behaved, it's fucking listening, and all that. It shouldn't be a fucking.
No, I don't think she was lying. I think that lady was being honest that was a service dog. I just looked at that and I was like, what a fucking dumb thing not to have.
Yeah, there really should be an official certification, official whatever the fuck. And yeah, here's your paperwork. Look, all right, you still want to deny me? Then we got a problem. But yeah, the lack of like, no, there are places that give certificates, but there's nothing official about it. It's more of a complete, like, I completed this course thing. It's not official, legal paperwork. But yeah, there really should be. I think that would, again, take care of a lot of the problems. Oh, the paint a bench thing. It's so stupid. It fucking really makes me laugh. Where he's like sketching or he's painting up like on a canvas, and then he's like, "Well, they told me to paint all the benches, but they all look the same.
Oh yeah.
Like, why do I have to paint them all?"
I like how the people were just looking at him like, "You fucking didn't realize
you're
this?
a fucking idiot."
Like they just like, "Are you really this fucking dumb?"
Yeah. That is what's fucking great about it. The first guy was actually really nice. The second guy was kind of like, "You're a fucking idiot, dude."
Yeah,
like, yeah. No, well, I don't know. Maybe that's what they wanted you to do, but I doubt it.
Yeah, he was like, "How are you this fucking dumb?" Like, I don't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. The first guy was actually pretty helpful, dude, and was being kind of nice about it.
But to be fair, like so. That's pretty fucking dumb,
Nah. Yeah, if that was a real situation, it was a real person that was like, all right, I'm gonna go out. There's no canvassing or paints or anything here for me to paint these benches with. I guess I'm gonna have to go to an art store. Yeah, the whole thing is ridiculous, but I don't know. I still find it really fucking funny.
Yeah. It was a clever idea for a prank because it's kind of cute. It's like, I get it. You didn't, you didn't know it meant to really do that. All right. We could all
Yeah. It's considering how shitty and fucking harmful the fucking pranks are that these prank channels do nowadays. I guess it's nice to see something that's totally harmless like that.
Yeah, where it's an actual fucking prank and it's not like a fucking crime against humanity, like perpetrated on some random stranger.
Yeah. God damn, I can't think of any specific examples, but yeah, there's just way too much of just harassment being passed off as fucking pranks. Crimes and harassment that are supposed to be just pranks.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense sometimes. You're just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I like the Mabes, the ones that we do where he's like on the phone having the fake conversation where it's he's pretending he's talking to like some chick's husband that he fucked or something. Well, I didn't even know she was married. Like saying that shit, and then he starts like, "Well, come down here and fight me. I'm here, and I'm wearing." And he starts describing the clothes of somebody that's like sitting right next to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll be like,
those are
yeah,
good
come on down here. I'm wearing brown pants and a white shirt, and he's not. Obviously, he's not. The guy sitting next to him is wearing it.
Yeah,
I'm bald.
I've seen actually a couple of different variations on that. Like, I'm sure that's the original, but I'm pretty sure there's a few variations out there where people have taken that original and like, added their own little twist to it to throw their own little kind of similar or same prank.
Yeah, there's always imitators.
Because I know I've seen other YouTubers, other people do that prank, not just YouTube, but also on other like TV shows and stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, what else is happening in the world today?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, somebody reminded me of that bitch that claimed that Rome wasn't real. The Roman Empire never actually existed. That bitch.
Yeah, we've gone over that a couple of times now, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I wasn't 100%.
Well, once I saw that video with her in it talking, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this chick. Like, she was fucking ridiculous.
She's such a smug cunt about it, dude. Like, that's the part that really annoys. annoys me.
Oh yeah, like because Rome's real, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, she's like, are you dumb? Are you blind? Are you fucking blind or what? Like, she's that kind of fucking shitty. She's so wrong. They're so fucking smug and confident that she's fucking right.
She's definitely right. How could you possibly doubt her?
Yeah. But yeah, just being so shitty about it, dude. So smug and so shitty.
Like she's like her shit don't stink. Yeah, essentially.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just the delusional fucking confidence is so annoying, dude.
Yes, it is. It is not pleasant by any standard.
Just the amount of fucking effort that would have to go into whatever, the Roman Church, Catholic Church, I think you said is allegedly behind it. Like the amount of effort that would go into it.
Well, that's like the fucking the flat Earth people that think that the fucking there's some sort of like cabal of people perpetrating some sort of ridiculous myth of the thing to sell fucking globes. You know?
Yeah. Is that actually the reason? I never really have him hear any other reason on why the alleged conspiracy exists. But yeah, just so they can sell globes. Like, oh yeah, all these spinning ball things, we didn't know what to do with them, so we were like, hey, let's convince the entire world that it's round instead of flat.
Yeah, we can sell these things for no other reason.
Yeah, we'll wrap some maps around these spinning balls we have. Mystery solved, or problem solved.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, just again, whatever benefit cannot possibly outweigh the effort, time and effort that would have to go into something like, again, making up the Roman Empire over thousands of years, or however, it was a long time. I don't know exactly how long, but it was very long, many hundreds of years, certainly. Just make up fan fiction or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be.
My fucking thralls had me trapped, man. You don't know what it's like.
They boxed you in?
So one of the things that happens in this game, and it's fucking awful, is your thralls, you can't move through them, and I don't know why they haven't fixed this. But there are certain circumstances where, because of the way combat works and how sloppy it is, you can end up trapped between a wall and your thralls won't move. And then the button you use to tell them to move, it's the same button that opens their inventory so you can talk, look in their stuff.
God damn.
Right? And so it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just fucking die here now.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Just a single follower in fucking Skyrim could get fucking annoying sometimes. So yeah, if you have multiple thralls doing stupid shit, blocking you in, Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's really bad, especially when you have two of them. And the thing is, it's frustrating because all they need to do, the only thing they need to do, is make it so that you can walk through your thralls.
Yeah, or maybe just like, hey, do a mass command where they have to move anywhere but where or something. But yeah, just being able to clip through them would be, the best way for sure.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, it takes forever for them to fucking respawn when you climb certain things. Like, I just climbed up onto this fucking tower now, and my thralls are just not gonna fucking join me, apparently.
Yeah, they're afraid of heights.
And I can do the fucking combat. I'm not the worst at it. I'm not the best.
Yeah. It does defeat the purpose of bringing them along, though, I would imagine. If they're unable to climb up something that you could easily climb up.
Yeah. No, well, they are. They're supposed to. They're not supposed to fucking not spawn up here. There's no fucking reason for them
Yeah.
not to be up here. They're supposed to teleport. Like, I've gone way past the part where they're supposed to teleport and join me.
It's fucked up. Oh, we didn't think of vertical stuff. Well, you can't teleport. Sorry. You're on a completely different plane now.
It's one of my bases. It's the fucking. It's so funny because whenever I teleport to the base, they teleport too. And what they'll do is they'll teleport under the base, so they're just swimming in the water under the base the entire time you're there.
Jesus. Oh fuck.
So literally,
maybe they should work on that kind of shit instead of fucking up the whole game by doing some other bullshit.
Yeah, they're really obnoxious when it comes to that. I don't understand half the fucking choices they make. But you know what? They are addressing a couple. One of the things that was really awful is there's a unnamed city. It's like this city that's been abandoned by this ancient race of people that controlled everybody. And in it, there's this special library, and in the library, you can get special recipes to build shit.
Right.
Except it's in an RNG system. So you have to go kill a world boss, which is one of the strongest things in the game to kill. And you get one fragment of power. And you take one fragment of power, and you go there and you get one recipe. And it's totally random. So you could get something you've already had, you know, and you're just out of luck. It's really fucking obnoxious. But, like, you know, that's how it is. And it was like there's 25 recipes, and the average number of times people have to try to unlock all of them is 90.
I'm guessing around 200. Okay, that's actually, I mean, that's still fucked up, but yeah, I was thinking it was going to be well over 100 times.
Yeah. Oh no, on the Isle of Sipta, it's like 170 or something. For some reason, it's different if you play the different map. I don't know why.
It's pretty crazy. Jesus. Dude, I just, sorry, I just scrolled past your toe linking fucking thing. Oh, fuck.
Oh, one of the nice things, though, is now that
make friends with street.
what do you call it? I got double harvest rates. There's a chance that you get an arm or a leg as a weapon every time you process a human that's dead on the ground.
Wow.
Right? And so, one of the nice things is, did you know every fucking NPC in this game during double harvest rates is a fucking Cthulhian nightmare? It's because you get like 6 fucking arms off of one guy. Like, there was one dude and that's 6 arms. I'm not okay with this situation.
Wow.
This mathematics is not working for me at all because he did not look like he had 6 arms.
Yeah, in this universe, the arms can break off and breed with each other and make little.
Apparently so. Fucking.
Oh my god!
Stay away.
Appendages are breeding. Oh yeah, we talked about it in the show before. I'm sorry, I'm going back to the Rome didn't exist thing. Yeah, we definitely talked about it because I posted during the show last week. Alright, fuck that bitch. I'd like to forget about her whole existence.
Yeah, the Rome thing is bizarre, yeah. It is bizarre that people can think that. Like, that people are just that dumb. It's like, oh, that's kind of sad. The one thing they're going to redo now coming up is they're going to fix the loot system. So that, like, the things you get when you, like, do the dungeons and all the other stuff that's real, like, pain in the butt is actually, like, worth getting. So, that'll be kind of interesting.
Alright.
Alrighty, I got all my recipes.
What the fuck? The Groot slang. Hold on, I gotta get some pictures of this thing. Alright. Sorry, I'm just kind of scrolling through my YouTube feed. There's some mythology thing. There's a thing called a Groot slang. It looks like it's kind of like a dragon, but then it's got like a fucking head and trunk partially of like a elephant, and then some other shit like it. Hold on, I gotta get a picture of it, dude. This thing's fucking nuts. I've never heard of this one. See, no, that's not it. That's pretty good. So it seems like it's half dragon, half fucking gigantic snake. Got like 8 tusks or something.
Oh, that sounds
there
cool.
We go, I'll share it. This is one example. It's not the same as the one in the video, but we'll start with that. There's an interesting
Oh wow,
picture.
That looks great.
Fucking it's pretty fucking badass, right? Terrifying, dude, if it was real. Damn. I bet it breathes fire too.
Hey, what of any use in the world is there that doesn't breathe fire in some fashion?
Yeah. If you're fucking, if your mythological creatures don't breathe fire, you're not really trying.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. You're lazy. Get better. Oh, good. Not everything here wants to murder me. That's good.
Ooh, this one's interesting because like the underside of the tusk has teeth for some reason. They're not tusks.
That's a comforting thought.
The trunk. The underside of the trunk, not tusks. Like there's no rest of the mouth or lower part of the mouth for the teeth. Yeah. Well, unless I guess the tusk, God damn it, the trunk itself could close on it, like the upper half and the lower half could close on the lower half, maybe. That's not leading directly to. Hey, we're still pretty fucking cool looking. Utterly impractical for reality, but still pretty badass looking.
Gotta be careful with those fucking Cthulhian nightmares.
Here's another interesting one. This one looks like, I don't think it has any legs at all. It looks like the tongue is somehow like a prehensile, like you can reach out and grab shit. It's got a bunch of little forkies.
Ooh, you gonna grab some lady's genitalia? Is that what it's for?
Probably. But then it doesn't look like the trunk would be much good for that. Or at least not for the lady.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that would not work out well.
Or up.
So what is that mythology from, anyway?
Yeah, hold on, let me see if it's said in here. Let me look. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? I don't know, it wasn't that far down.
Oh, man. So what's it from, though? Is it like a video game thing?
Oh, African. No, it just says African. Well, the thumbnail just says African mythology.
Oh, okay. Perfectly normal African mythology.
I don't know why this fucking... The way that, yeah, the way you get the copy shit to post wherever is different now. But there, at least shows the thumbnail and, yeah, the video. I haven't actually watched the video. I just saw the thumbnail and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, look at that.
That is pretty wild. Those are some fucking crazy looking things, man. Would not want to fucking run into one of those in a dark alley. That's for sure.
But yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the John Solo channel, but he does a lot of like, like what modern day shit is based on, like the original mythologies, the original stories, that kind of shit.
Nope.
And also some, Star
Never
Wars
heard
shit.
of him.
And, yeah, it's pretty good. Got a good, decent following, I think. Never really looked. I know he's got to have a decent amount of following. Not that that means anything necessarily, but yeah, he's got almost 1.5 million subscribers.
I mean,
yeah, he's good, dude.
There's like a lot of channels like that where they're actually fairly big, but they're just the right niche that you know, you just never run into them now. Also, a big portion of what YouTube is pushing is a lot of the content farm bullshit.
Oh, right.
Where it's like these companies that have like 50 fucking channels and it's all the same content, but they just mass farm it on there. And it's just fucking dumb, stupid shit. And
yeah, a lot of AI shit now.
And it's just AI, like the fucking the hacks to make your life better. You know, try these cool recipes for fucking eggs or something. You know, it just. But it's all bullshit. Like none of them are real. Like they're all fake recipes. The hacks would just end with you in like fucking in a hospital bed somewhere because probably that's gonna explode. It's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, so it's almost like the fucking top 10 lists that they'd have, like top 10 whatevers, and number 5 will shock you, or fucking whatever stupid shit.
Yeah, number 5 like will blow your mind.
Yeah. And it never does. Number 5 never blows your mind.
No, it never blows your mind. It's really fucking annoying.
Very clickbaity. Mine's still unblown, god damn it. Yeah, so Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, that kind of shit. Anubis, the originals, stuff like that. It's pretty good. I don't always watch all of this stuff, but it's usually pretty good.
Yeah, some of the mythologies out there are fucking fascinating though, so it is always like kind of cool to check them out.
Yeah, especially ones that have been made into shit. You hear about the original shit, you're like, holy fuck, is that dark?
Yes.
That's fucking disturbing, dude. Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of grim scary tales. Fucking very disturbing, very dark. And, before they get cleaned up by Disney or whoever.
Oh, yeah. Grimm's fucking fairy tales. That's always entertaining.
Yeah. Speaking of Disney, I just kind of half mentioned them, but whatever. Have you followed the whole fucking Snow White, Rachel Zegler fucking nonsense?
It looks like they might even not do a theatrical release because of how much bad press she's given it.
Yeah, they
like they're never going to say that that's the reason, but it's the reason. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, again, they pushed it back, and I feel like, they're just going to end up not releasing it. Because nobody wants to see it. Like, she's managed to, again, much like Velma, much like Mindy Kaling and Velma, she's managed to piss off everyone. Like, it's not just fucking left, right, or whoever, dude. Everybody hates this bitch. She's such an unlikable fucking cunt. In the Hunger Games, I think she's the main, one of the main, or the main character in the new Hunger Games prequels. Apparently those are no longer
they needed more brownie points.
Yeah.
That's a clever way of putting it, right?
Yes. Brownie points.
It's like a pun. Yeah.
Damn.
Pun.
Very funny.
Aren't you proud of me?
Well done. Again, it's just not the same when Satan satire's not here to, audibly groan at them. It's still nice. It's still, still good, but it's just way better when it annoys him.
Yeah. You actually appreciate a good pun, so, kind of takes away the fun of puns.
No, fuck. Have you checked I have not been checking to see if anybody's commenting. I hope nobody is.
I'm in actually. This is much harder than I thought of an area than I thought. I'm in a much more difficult situation that I may not survive. May have to fucking summon my body.
Alright, yeah, nobody's commented. Good.
Good. I didn't think so. Samaj is in there. He's too busy stewing about the moon.
Well, yeah, actually,
I knew he was wrong, but I didn't ever consider the whole, like, they don't just land directly on the moon. They actually go around it several times, like, decelerate before they get anywhere near, like, landing.
Yeah, and the moon, it rotates essentially, over 1 month. It is one full rotation.
Yeah. Well, we never see the backside of it except for during solar eclipses. Or I guess they call it a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, no, as far as, from our point of view, we see the same side the whole time. But as far as what gets sunlight, it rotates over like a 28-day period. Yeah. So the whole gets, because again, it's tidally locked. So again, that means the same face is facing us the whole time. But as far as the sun shining on it, that's basically the phases of the moon.
Yeah.
So over 29 days or 28 and a half or whatever the fuck it is. It's somewhere around a month. That's where a month comes from for the most part. So yeah. We'll just call it 30 days. That's close enough.
Yes, that works.
Right around every 30 days, the whole fucking surface of the moon gets light. Equally, except maybe at the poles. In very, very big craters.
I wonder if there is, but I wonder if there's maybe 1 square inch where it's just perfectly sheltered in just the right way.
Yeah, no, that's why I was saying that, because you said the same thing last week.
Oh, okay.
It's maybe a crater. Yeah, I mean, at the North Pole or the South Pole, depending on what time of year it is. There's probably some spots inside those craters, right by the poles.
Yep.
That don't get the sun for a while, or possibly at all.
Man, this is fucking crazy. Everything is so hard to murder. Oh, you know what it is? I'm not using the regular thralls that I use. I'm leveling up a different kind of thrall. So there's, obviously there's different kinds of warrior thralls. They're not all exactly the same kind of thrall thing. And what I'm using right now is 2 bearers. And, bearers don't have a lot of combat ability, but they have a fuck ton of health. So they're like little tank guys that just nibble away at the enemy slowly over time. So I gotta sit and just fucking wait while they kill things for a long time.
Nice.
Or if we get mobbed, I gotta run like a bitch. Because these things hit really hard. And I didn't wear the right armor for being down here. But the upside is they have a thing where you can summon your corpse and all the stuff, so you don't lose all your equipment if you die in a place you can't get back to very easily.
Oh, Jesus. So I don't know if you're familiar with Sophie Turner. I forget what else she's in, but she was in, she was Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones. You're probably not familiar with that. She was young Jean Grey in, the reboots of the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think she was married to one of the Jonas brothers, or at least his last name was Jonas, so I assume that he was famous and therefore a Jonas brother. But anyways, they had a couple kids, and now she's decided to leave her husband and kids so she can go out and party all the time.
Oh yeah, that's like a big thing that a lot of people do. It's the shittiest thing in the world now. Where they're like, oh yeah, I'm not happy in my marriage anymore. Like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, you're just gonna fucking...
I want to go out and eat at the all-you-can-eat cock buffet for a while. And, let the nanny raise the kids, I guess. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Yeah, I don't understand anyone. I actually commented on one of them. Like, I don't understand why anyone gets married in their early to mid-20s even. Especially in fucking Hollywood, dude. Like, yeah, go out and fucking party, do all that shit. But don't get married and have kids and then decide to fucking do it.
If you don't want to have like the whole family life thing, then don't. Exactly. Yeah. That's one of my pet peeves about the whole thing. It's like,
yes, yeah, that should no longer be a fucking option for you, dude. Like, if you decided to get married and get knocked up a couple times in your early 20s, like a stupid bitch, yeah, you should, you can regret it, that's fine. Regret it all you want, but you fucking stick it out. You don't just decide to go out and become a huge whore because you feel like you missed out because you got married so young.
I heard a story about that recently that was probably one of my favorite stories to hear about that kind of thing in a while. And it was so satisfying because they were in an at-fault state, and she told the guy, like, hey, I want to have an open relationship, and he's like, no. And then so she's like, well, I think, me and my sister both talked about it, and you're stifling something, blah, blah, blah. If you don't let me do this, we'll look down on you. So she just went out and did it anyway. And it was an at-fault state. So she fucked herself in the divorce, and he got like 70% everything. She got 30. There wasn't much she could do. She couldn't do anything about it. And so
probably shouldn't even have got the 30.
I agree. Well, I agree at that point. Yeah, like, and he was like, 20 years I was with this woman, and I thought we were in love, and then she gets cancer and decides, like, oh, I just get to go do whatever I want, carte blanche, anything I want is fair game.
Yeah, it sounds like a woman. And she got out there and realized that her market value is not what it used to be 20 years ago?
Oh, she was definitely not thrilled because, the guy she had an affair with was not going to support her. Any of that kind of stuff was just not happening for her.
Yeah, he's probably like, yeah, no, that's the whole, kind of the whole reason is you had somebody supporting you and I could just get the pussy. I'm not going to actually fucking pay or fucking invest anything. But good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can flip them over and I'll fuck you if you want. I'm not going to support you in any way. But
I don't think I think he's pretty much not even interested in that with her anymore.
Yeah, at this point, it's probably safest. Because, again, women can be very vengeful and make up shit and set you up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, he fucked a bunch of times. But this time, look, I was saying no, and he still fucked me anyway.
Yeah. Yep,
so yeah,
it's just a bunch of nonsense, but, it is what it is. And he fucking, compared to most men in that situation, he definitely fucking wins. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
Most guys in that situation are just totally shit out of luck. He managed to fucking get one over on somebody that usually doesn't work for anyone in any way other than the woman. Because a lot of times they'll get half of everything and they'll get like 90% of your fucking paycheck for the next 20 years or whatever till they fucking die. And it's just, and it's super unreasonable, and it's usually, like it's not even like there wasn't anything wrong with the marriage. Like, usually homie did nothing wrong. Like, he wasn't like a bad guy. Yeah. He didn't treat her poorly. He just wasn't exciting anymore.
Yeah, it's a common thing with women. Like, they seem to think that it's possible to keep the infatuation phase up, like,
forever.
Permanently.
Yeah, forever and ever and ever. It's never supposed to end.
Yeah, it's like, it just fucking doesn't work like that, dude. It's not fucking possible. Yeah, unless you're fucking constantly fighting and making up, which is not fucking remotely healthy.
No.
And even then, you're just causing more and more bitterness over time. To where one or both of you is gonna end up fucking dead.
Yeah. It's just so sad, man, because a lot of this is, especially what's going on right now, a lot of this is going on because society is just being lied to carte blanche in a lot of cases with like the reality of a thing. Like they tell people they'll be happy, but the reality is you'll be happy for like that 5 minutes in bed.
Yeah.
But like you're not gonna be happy long term.
Yeah. Yeah, the things that especially women are encouraged to do nowadays that are supposed to be healthy and liberating is making them more and more miserable in the end.
Exactly. Like the and this goes for both like men and women though too. Like there's also a lot of like pressure on men to like you should never ever get in a relationship. Like it's like you should be careful with the relationships you get into. You should be looking for red flags and things like that, and you should maybe not consider marriage. But like this concept that
never getting in,
like you should never be in any relationship is pretty poisonous, especially if you're a young dude. Like there's good things about relationships too. They're not all bad. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad actors.
Yeah, it's a lot of very odd shit that's being pushed off. Should be fucking normal and healthy. That in the long run is fucking horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, my son does that shit. Like, he'd be hanging out with this chick for fucking months at a time, dude, like almost every day. But he would not say it was his girlfriend. Like, she's picking you up from work almost every day, like before he got his license and shit. Like,
she's even doing shit for him, and he's playing that game. Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And apparently she was okay with it too. I mean, I don't think they're seeing each other anymore, but it was a long fucking time. And even now, he's like, no, it's just a girl. It's just a girl I hang out with. Not my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, but you're doing all the girlfriend-boyfriend behaviors. Like,
yes. It's like if you're gonna wear the uniform, don't bitch and moan when people expect you to fulfill the position.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Apparently my door is being knocked on and I don't get the option not to answer it all the time.
Very important.
Alright. They were just trying to get me to order groceries early today.
Oh, all right.
I'm like, no.
That couldn't. Why? Was there a good reason for
that? No. My mom's gonna get stoned off her ass. I'll have to do the order myself. Like it'll be fine. Like it's not a big deal. I can just do the order.
She just wants the munchies there early.
Yeah. I'm gonna text her here now that she's gone because I didn't want to like have a big long conversation over it, but like I can just like put the order in myself.
Indeed.
All right. I was in the middle of like trying to talk and play and everything at the same time, and it was just like there's too many fucking inputs.
Yeah, dude, my son actually got fired, dude, yesterday.
Oh no.
Yeah, so apparently there's like a register in the back or whatever, and he works like 90%. He does the click list, pick, he was a supervisor of like, picking for the online orders or whatever. So he spent a vast majority of his time back there. So like when he would get shit, like get his lunch or whatever, he was and apparently uh, he says they never told him that, but I'm like, and I believe him because I can't imagine him doing it if he knew he wasn't supposed to. There's no fucking way. But anyways, yeah, apparently at first they were like, all right, we have to suspend you for 3 days. And then he came back yesterday and they're like, it turns out it's 0 tolerance and you're fired.
Oh, fuck that. That's so fucking, I hate that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking horrible, dude. Because again, everyone there fucking loves him. Like they're getting ready to an actual manager position already.
Damn.
And now he's fired, dude, for doing shit that, again, he wasn't the only one doing it. So yeah, it's pretty fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
But again, it might actually be good in the long run. Obviously, short term, it's fucking.
Well, it's like my brother got in trouble for the doing the. Oh, somebody making a lot of noise out there. Hopefully, you're not picking up that engine noise too badly. But it's way too hot in my room to close the window. But he was making up numbers to fulfill the requirements for the stupid the store card things, the rewards cards for, I think it was for Kmart.
Oh,
and it was like, well, everybody was making up numbers. He just was the one that was dumb and used 8675309 every time. Like they weren't going to fucking figure that out because nobody's ever seen that phone number. And he was the one that was dumb enough to spend the points that those cards accrued. So it wasn't technically embezzling, but he did get like, a couple $100 off a fucking game system and shit that he shouldn't have done at the store he works at, no less.
Yeah, I'm sure he knew it was wrong though. Like, for my son, like for me, it makes total sense. Yeah, like my son.
It's one of those things where everybody's doing it. Literally, everybody in the store is doing this to one degree or another. They're just doing it smarter, like they're having other people come in and collect the fucking thing, So like they might all use the cards that are all the accumulated stuff, but he was the one that was doing it from his own stuff and turning it in himself instead of being like, "Hey, John, buddy pal of mine, just put in this number, go in, and I'll give you the cash, and you pick this up for me. I would appreciate it," kind of thing, because then they'll never connect it. It'll never show up in the system as wrong. Like everything would be fine at that point because it's not going to show up as me using the points.
Nah. Yeah, and like when my son told me, I'm like, you really didn't know.
Oh, he didn't know. So what was he doing that was so wrong though? Because it doesn't sound like.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, there was no harm to it. He wasn't actually like stealing or any of that. He was just getting the. He just wasn't supposed to ring it up on that register. You're not supposed to ring yourself up on that register.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he wasn't
like
even,
if he had gone out.
There was no money. He wasn't taking money. He wasn't taking product.
Yeah, there was no harm in what he was doing.
You're just not supposed
to. He was getting his regular employee just. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and again, it's weird because you could go out and self-checkout and there would be no problem. But because he was doing essentially the same thing in the bag, it's apparently against policy.
Well, what is it? I remember when I was at Safeway, there was like you had to have somebody else ring you up if you bought something.
Yeah.
And then if you had anything in the store, you had to have it the receipt taped to it.
Wow.
So like you literally like if you bought you bought like a little bottle of one of them little 20-ounce bottles of soda for $1 or whatever for fucking your lunch or whatever. You had to
you'd have a receipt taped to it.
Yeah, you had to like tape a fucking thing to it so that you could so that they knew it was that it was purchased. That you didn't fucking steal it.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's obviously his first job, and if nobody told him and he was doing it for that long,
he was probably watching other people do it.
Yeah. Again, for me, I'd be like, I would have asked before I did anything like that, but I've also had the experience of working at jobs where they make it very clear that you do not ring yourself up.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was one of the things they told me the first day when I was at Safeway. They were like, hey, you gotta be really, really careful because there's no forgiveness factor here. You either...
Yeah, you're done. One and done.
You're fucking... Yeah, exactly.
So it is kind of fucked up because, again, nobody ever fucking told him. So, and again, he's young enough that he wouldn't have that experience of being told that anywhere else. But I assume it's in the handbook or something that he technically is supposed to have read, and nobody ever does, you know what I mean? So yeah, it seems pretty fucked up, but I assume they still get away with it. It's weird, because again, I don't think there was anyone there out of the management that wanted him gone. Like, it seemed like everybody
He wasn't a
loved
bad
him.
employee in any respect, essentially.
Yeah, again, the manager was willing to walk, you know, fucking babysit the puppy for a fucking, you know, over a week for him so he could go on vacation. So,
oh, well, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, and again, I don't think anybody was trying to get him fired that he worked with. He said everybody seemed to love him, and they were getting ready to fucking move him from supervisor to manager and shit, so... Pretty fucked up.
That's nice. Oh, he was already a supervisor.
Yeah, the thing that sucks about corporate... Yeah, the thing that sucks about corporate is, you know, the corporate rules, you gotta fucking follow them.
Even though it would have been one of those things to be like, wow, why did we never educate you this? Alright, now that you know, clearly just don't do that again. You know, obviously he wasn't actually taking anything.
Yeah, and he wouldn't, they definitely, if he knew he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very odd. Yeah, it's kind of like the, well, it's not exactly the same thing, but like the doctor's office I go to, there's a dude that worked there that was fucking, dude, he was so fucking helpful. He did such a fucking great job. And basically was doing half of the management shit already, like doing a lot of extra work in that. And everybody wanted him to move up to like the, you know, office manager or whatever position. But because it's corporate run, it's a corporation, he didn't have a fucking degree. He didn't have the degree to do it. So they refused to let him have the position. So yeah, he ends up quitting. It's like, alright, well I guess it's possible for me to move up here anytime soon.
Forever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could technically eventually get his degree, I guess, but yeah.
Well, but why should you have to wait for a promotion for a fucking piece of paper that doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you can do the job properly?
Yeah, especially when all the doctors and everyone else in the fucking building knows you're more than capable of doing the job. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
And again, especially now, corporate policy. It's nothing to do with, you know, the people who actually hire you and you do the work for.
Yeah, it's that kind of shit's very odd.
But then again, there's a lot of issues with the way labor is dealt with in general. You know, like they required a law to allow employees in California to use sick pay. Like, they actually have a law because it was that bad that says if you earn sick pay, you have to be able to use it. They cannot fire you, they cannot come back after you, or any of that shit.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yep. It's one of those things, it's like, fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous thing. Yeah, corporate does a lot of... Any corporation, they all do some really stupid shit. It doesn't make any logical sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Apparently employers are allowed to just yell and scream as they like they can do whatever they want to their employees.
Oh yeah?
I was looking that up. I was kind of surprised. I was like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, you shouldn't be able to just yell at somebody because you hired them. Like that's not something that should be part of a workplace environment. That should not ever be something.
Yeah, it seems like that. Yeah, it seems like that should qualify as a hostile work environment.
And I think it depends on the situation. I guess if it's for no good reason, it counts, but otherwise, nah.
Wow. So if you do some tiny, minor fucking infraction or little mistake, you can just fucking owner or manager can just fucking berate you about it for
scream and yell and treat you like you're a fucking infant.
Nah. Yeah, that's pretty fucking ridiculous.
And that's not something you should have to deal with as part of your, earning your money. Like, you're there to do a job, unless you're being unprofessional or something in some regard. That's really not a thing that should ever be, that you should ever have to be considering.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking disgusting. Yeah, just because you're paying somebody, you get to fucking berate them for any little fucking mistake.
Well, it's like, what was it, the one employer that was telling everybody how they had to vote? Like, that's apparently perfectly legal.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Alright, that's nothing. Ahsoka is apparently fucking horrible. The Ahsoka show.
Ahsoka? There's a surprise. There's a lot of fucking terrible shows. Oh yeah, they were trying to make the one of the girl with the twin, like, tentacle things on her head or whatever.
Yeah, Ahsoka.
I actually was kind of like hoping that would be good.
Of course it isn't, dude.
I was
Disney,
like,
dude.
I knew it wasn't gonna be, but I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool because it's such an interesting, like, visually interesting character, and it's so prevalent in so many places that you never really get any sort of like thing about it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, she was a very popular character in whichever animated one, Clone Wars, or was it Rebels? I don't know, whatever one it was. But yeah, she was a really popular character.
Yeah, it's a very well-known, very popular character. It's just disappointing that that the opportunity to get to know it is so lame.
Well, it was more important to make sure that people knew about the girl power stuff as opposed to having any actual character behind the character.
Yeah.
Like, apparently Ahsoka is not, apparently they just made her, like, super, like, stoic and fucking not emotional, and, I don't know much about Ahsoka, but I remember her being kind of a hothead, in the few shows that I caught. Like, kind of argumentative, fucking, not like fucking evil, obviously, because she's a fucking good person, or, like, a, whatever, Jedi, but yeah, nothing like the character that everybody actually liked.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. That's too bad. I was really hoping that might be worthwhile to watch and might be somewhat entertaining, but guess fucking not.
No. Yeah, oh fuck! I didn't watch the video, but I just there was a thing on it where like Disney Plus is so desperate for people to try to watch that and The Little Mermaid that they're offering like 3 months at like $1.99 a month for Disney Plus.
Oh, everybody hates Disney at this point, though. Like, there's so many people that just hate them altogether. So it's not very likely that anybody wants, even if they were interested in watching that. I think most people would rather pirate it just because they don't want to reward the bad behavior.
Yeah, and apparently the people running Disney, bad the PR is with them now, and how bad their public image is, because they tried to tax Spectrum, like one of the cable companies, they tried to like fucking, I guess to try to cover all their losses everywhere else. They tried to tax Spectrum and fucking jack up the rates for having, Disney and ABC and fucking ESPN and all the shit that Disney owns. They tried to jack the
Wow.
prices way up, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." And then they ended up just pulling it. Um, Actually, early. It was like a day early. Like it should have been September 1st, but they pulled it on the 31st. Like right when the football games are starting to play on like ESPN and ABC and that. That's when they decided to pull it. So, and they thought that people were going to be pissed off at Spectrum because they don't understand how badly people fucking despise them now. And everybody's like, "No, fuck you, Disney. Nobody fucking likes you. You're putting out fucking garbage.
Yep.
Why? How are you justifying trying to jack the rates way up right now? It's not Spectrum's fault that you're fucking up everywhere else and losing money and trying to recoup it off of other places.
Agreed.
So yeah,
Agreed.
they apparently had no idea how unlikable they are at the moment,
Yeah, no,
and really thought they were gonna.
it's shameful how out of touch these companies are. But it's not just companies. Fucking, you heard of the Bill Gates is doing, right?
Is it the thing about the trees? And
No. Guess
thing?
who just spent $97 billion to buy Bud Light?
Oh wow!
Fucking
Oh, fuck him, dude.
right?
Fuck him. I don't know. Yeah, obviously he doesn't know how unlikable he is either.
That's
huh?
what I was. That's what my.
Oh,
I
Bill
thought that
Gates
was
owns
the
it
exact comment on there. Was like, he knows people hate him, right? Like he doesn't realize. Does he not realize that like this is everybody's like gonna be like, wait, we get to fuck Bill Gates, the scummiest of scum, out of fucking $97 billion or $97 million dollars?
Yeah,
because he's a prick. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would imagine people that were still drinking Bud Light will now stop because they're like, okay, no, this is enough. Now I'm fucking definitely done.
Exactly.
Fuck Bill Gates.
Exactly. The opportunity to screw Bill Gates out of $97 million is like the right and
It's
the
too
left
irresistible.
wing's wet dream, you know?
Yeah, especially people that drink Bud Light to begin with. Like, it's not the fucking. Yeah, it's going to be people who are very fucking hate Bill Gates. Yeah, I don't know who fucking didn't advise him against that, dude, but fucking fire all your yes men.
Well, he basically wanted to rub it, and he wanted to do it specifically to be like, haha, fuck you, I can keep this thing from going out of business, and now you have to deal with them for longer kind of thing. And it was just like, dude, you just threw away $100 million, you fucking dummy, because everyone hates Bud Light, and they already don't like you. So, there's no reason for them to even consider.
Although for him, that's fucking, you know what I mean? That's not the hit that even for him.
No, he's not going to, like, lose it. It's not going to fucking put him in any sort of, like, financial hot water even.
Yeah, he can keep it going just on spite if he wants to.
Oh, man.
Nope, gonna keep putting it out there. I don't care how much money it loses. Holy shit. Okay, I haven't watched this video, but I just gotta post this. Hold on. The thumbnail is fucking amazing. But yeah, it's basically the title of the thing is Complete Idiots Enticing Wild
Complete Idiots Enticing Wild Animals. Always a good plan. Oh, son of a bitch, that was close as fuck.
Alright, yeah, hold on. I'll post the, at least so you can see the thumbnail. I'm posting it right now. But yeah, in case you're not there, it's basically two dudes dressed up in like a zebra outfit, and they thought it would be funny apparently to like go around lions.
That was Jackass.
Oh, was it Jackass?
That was a Jackass thing. I don't remember if it was Jackass or if it was there was an offshoot they did. It was like The Boys or some nonsense.
Oh yeah,
Wild Boys. I think it was.
Probably, I think.
Yeah. That was either Jackass or Wild Boys. I can't tell you which offhand.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So I would hope they would at least have shit that they're not dead that I know of, and at least not from that. But yeah, apparently there's more of that. Not just that. A whole list of him. Dumbasses fucking with nature.
Oh man, that's a trip. Yeah, I that's funny because I wasn't expecting to recognize immediately when you put that up. And for me to get a pop culture reference like that is odd in and of itself anyway.
Yeah, well, I watched a lot of the regular Jackass, so yeah, it probably was one of the other really. That kind of makes sense.
Nice. Oh man, so one of the things in Conan that's interesting is they have temperature. So you gotta have certain items to not die in extreme cold or extreme hot. And I was running through a volcano and I had my Stealth-A-Stacka 50 iced teas, which are what you drink to keep yourself from getting too hot to, survive in the volcano. And I left with one.
God damn, usually made it out, huh?
You don't go through a stack of 50 drinks or 50 food items in a whole play session, like 5-6 hours of play.
Yeah.
He just was throwing
Wipe
down
it all
every
out.
fucking 2 seconds. He's drinking. I thought I was gonna die in there just like overheating.
I feel like you could have put the volcano out just with the piss.
Seriously, I mean that's and it looks like it's in those flagons, like those old flagons of ale, so it's at least a pint, probably a little bit more.
Your bladder just explodes. God damn.
Well, I have a female avatar for the character. Because if I'm going to watch somebody's ass all day long while I'm playing, it's going to be a nice one.
I hear you. Yeah, it always it depends on how you view the characters when you're playing. Because I always view it. I guess a lot of people view it as if that's them in the game, and I always watching a movie, but I have control over the movie. So yeah,
that's more like how I see it, the movie thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't identify with the character as me. Because I'm not.
Yeah, that's a woman.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking pick up a sword and go fight demons in a fucking volcano either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if that option was actually available, and obviously it's not a real thing, but I mean if that option was actually available, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
somebody else can. I'm not fucking doing that. Sounds like a terrible fucking day to me.
Right. Yeah, I'll even root for the guy, but it seems foolhardy to fucking put your life in danger with that kind of situation. Seeking it out seems very odd. Like, yeah, it'd be one thing if you're, again, getting attacked by something and you have to defend yourself, but yeah, I'm gonna go run in and fight this dragon because, I don't know, loot, maybe.
Yeah, makes sense.
Very odd.
Very strange. Oh, people like how I streamlined it. Yay. The guy that's running tomorrow's event was putting up a poster and was it was unnecessarily wordy. He wants to run like a sleep-themed one, like a sleepover-themed karaoke night. So he's going to go to a world where we can, I guess, build pillow forts or something. I wasn't consulted.
All right.
Mine so far were like there's various different kinds of games worlds you can play different kind of games in the VR chat. So like I like to go and do that for like an hour or two. So people are having fun playing games and just enjoying themselves. I imagine building pillow forts is going to be boring as fuck. I might not show up for that part.
Yeah. I'm sure it works for some people, but yeah. Not my idea of a good time.
Yeah. Well, the karaoke part I'm going to enjoy. But he
right.
He had 3 things he wanted to do. Have everybody build pillow forts, then go do karaoke, and then go chill out in a sleep room where apparently some people in VR can actually go to sleep. They sleep in VR. I can't imagine how you would sleep with a headset on, but different people work different ways, so whatever. But
yeah, that seems very odd.
yeah, I'll probably go and like chill with people and chat and stuff after the karaoke, but then I'll probably like leave after like 20 minutes and let them do whatever their weird stuff they're doing. But he had like 2 or 3 sentences to describe each step. And it was like everybody knows what building a pillow fort is, everybody knows what karaoke is, everybody knows what going to sleep is like. So you don't need to alliterate, you don't need to like list off pillow fort and then a 2-sentence explanation of the pillow fort. You just say like, right. Step 1, we're going to go build pillow forts, yay. Step 2, we're going to do some karaoke that's going to be themed around sleep, alright. And then, step 3, you do a sleep room and we're all going to chill out afterwards in a sleep room, alright. And that's why I tried to streamline it, because I was like, well, you can make, 8 less sentences if you just skip the definitions, because they're not necessary, sir.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
But, that's different. Like, it's funny because that's what I used to get harassed for and told I was doing wrong in, like, English classes and stuff. Is I would never be wordy enough. I would always be like wording things like too short of sentences, too compact. They're like, you got to expand on what you're talking about. People need more information, more details. And one of the things I found in real life, no, they don't. Nobody wants that many details. Everybody wants a short, concise thing that doesn't take too much of their time to read, and they don't want to waste like 20 fucking hours going through like a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, I actually like to do it as a joke. Like, I think it's funny to make.
Oh yeah.
Well, make, again, like, super long. Doing the over explanation thing. I don't do much anymore, but I did for a while. But yeah, I also like to leave comments on fucking like YouTube channels and shit that are fucking way too long.
Oh, that's always
fun.
It's
a joke. Yeah, that's obviously a joke. I don't think it's necessary. I'm doing it to like annoy people or to make myself laugh, basically.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then some people like read it and respond. And you're like, did you not understand that this was all just kind of fucking around? Like,
yeah, no, I actually put that in there. Partner? Yeah, no, I learned my lesson on that a long time ago. I have to put it somewhere in there, like, yeah, this is me just fucking around. Don't fucking at me. Don't respond and tell me. Like, yeah, no, I've learned that. I learned that a long time ago. No, people are not. They're going to be a lot. Vast majority of people are going to get it, and there's going to be some that are incapable of getting shit like that. So you need to say it.
Yeah,
you need to say you're not serious.
That is true. There's a lot of people who are just going to be like, I don't fucking just not clear on the concept.
Yeah, no, there's too many times of thinking it's obviously me bullshitting, and then getting comments talking about how horrible I am and then having to explain like, no, it was a fucking joke, you fucking autistic prick.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dum-dum. Why would you think that's that serial?
Yeah, it's like dealing with a bunch of fudders out there that don't recognize jokes.
Yeah, Futter got real fucking mean.
Yeah, well, he seemed to never understand.
He seemed like an alright guy for a long time, but I think the drinking just got to the point where it was just so far beyond anything that anyone could deal with.
He also seemed to genuinely not have the ability to fucking joke, unless it was fucking, again,
well, I think it's because he was
out.
So fucking drunk all the time.
Yeah. He was just drunk and angry, so he was like...
Yeah, at least Satan is fucking in a good mood, and he wants to hang out and, like, chat with people and have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when he's wasted, at least it's tolerable. Even when he's really wasted, he's still fucking funny, you know? And he takes jokes well, and he fucking engages. Whereas, Futter was just mean and spiteful and fucking
Yeah.
unpleasant to be around, and you're like, dude,
Yeah. And
nobody wants to fucking hang
disruptive
out.
to the fucking show. Yeah. It's like there's a flow going, and he's disrupting it constantly by just fucking running his mouth for no reason. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like
I
nobody's
remember.
against you. Why are you so mad? Like
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah, none of
even.
us are any of the ex-girlfriends that tried to kill you, None of us are them bitches.
Yeah, that is a big part of it. Them
Dude, just imagine.
ladies.
Those fucking women, whoever the fucking mother children are so fucked up that he had custody. That he had custody of his kids, dude. That's fucking.
Yeah, I don't like when you say that because it makes me uncomfortable. and it's
Understood.
not because what you're saying. It's just like, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, the thought that Futter is the responsible parent is a terrifying thought. I hear you.
Well, I feel like he was getting smashed and going on the internet, so he might stay sober most of the time to take care of the kids. Probably not, because, knowing alcoholics and junkies, probably not. But benefit of the doubt, he may.
He might have been managing to a functional level, or he was just somehow just less of a fuck up that the mothers were, that he could still get away with being a fuck up.
Yeah, you never know. It's hard to. It's one of those things we'll probably never know because we'll probably never hear from him again because he's banned from the Discord. And I'm not gonna fucking unban.
Yeah, I would imagine. He probably managed. Well, he was probably getting drunk. Shouldn't have been, but he was probably not completely shit faced until like the kids were asleep or something. It's probably a situation like that.
Yeah.
Either way, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. I don't hate him. I just,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, kind of just feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Just can't deal with him, dude. Yeah. Like, hope the best for you, actually, now that I think about it. But until then, until you get your shit worked out, can't really fuck with you, man.
Hopefully someday he gets his shit worked out and gets his stuff together. That's what I figure. That's the way I feel about it.
Indeed.
Someday he may get sober and then be able to be like in more like positive friendships and handle that kind of stuff better.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
I think the only people I've ever like actually blocked is him and Yobi. I think are the only people I've ever blocked.
Him and the guy with the Bigfoot penis. I forget what his fucking.
Oh, god damn it! Fuck, Trippy Poo.
Yeah, that guy was just he couldn't stop getting into like fucking Tonka Saw. I'm gonna scream and yell it and act like an asshole.
Yeah. No. Well, it wasn't even that. Well, it was that too, but also like, no matter how many people are on a show, that dude is going to be talking 90% of the time. If it's 8 people or 2 people, he's going to be talking 90% of the time. Yeah, I fucking cannot stand that guy, dude. Maybe
that's a
better
really
about it
big
now.
part of why he was annoying too. I never really thought of that, but yeah.
No, that's why I would check out. I would go fucking, like, I would literally get off the stream because I'm like, I don't want to fucking just listen to this guy 90% of the time. I'm not really saying anything.
And no foul on that, because like, who would?
Yeah. But then, he wouldn't shut up about fucking Bigfoot penis, because I think Lyman was actually on and was somehow tolerating him, probably because he hadn't fucking.
Well, Lyman is pretty good at tolerating people. The Martian guy I felt bad about, but he just would not stop with the fucking constant, like, I'm going to aggressively try to make you be communist thing. And it was like, dude, can you not just talk about movies sometimes?
Yeah, as long as it's not involved with politics, dude, he was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But
it was like,
he was unbearable.
And that's the thing, is like sometimes I just want to like hang out and bullshit about movies or like music or whatever, like something fun and interesting that doesn't have to be, this big fucking fight. about what,
Yeah,
who's
and he
right
would like
about this
shoehorn
one
it in,
fucking
dude.
thing.
Yeah, because I would be like, dude, can we not bring up the politics shit, dude? Come on. Because he would shoehorn it in, dude, and like talk shit on Trump. No, I mean, he must have fucking known we didn't hate the guy. So
Well,
yeah,
and
it
I
seemed
don't
like
mind if
deliberate to
there's
me.
give and take, but if it's all just you constantly going off on one thing, it gets kind of old.
Yeah, yeah, and again, especially at the point when you know who you're on with, don't agree with you. It seems like you're wanting to start an argument.
Yes.
So yeah, it's
Yep.
like, dude, don't. Why are you bringing it up, asshole? Like, there's plenty of shit we can talk about that doesn't involve Trump, doesn't involve politics at all.
Yeah, exactly, and have a good time and enjoy the conversation. And oh, did I tell you I finally got what do you call it? What's the fucking name of it? Spotify. So I can listen to Joe
Oh
Rogan
yeah.
now. Joe Rogan's back to doing kind of what he used to do,
Oh,
where he
okay,
doesn't
gotcha.
really like get too crazy about anything political. He just hangs out and has a good time and talks to somebody interesting about stuff that they're interested in talking about. And they do cover some politics stuff, but he stays mostly neutral to right wing now, which is not surprising because he kind of
Yeah,
got
I was.
kicked out of the one. But yeah,
Yeah, I was watching. Not him directly. Somebody was responding to it because he had some Christian apologetics guy on, and Joe Rogan was pressing him pretty hard on fucking him saying like, "Oh no, the resurrection definitely happened. He's definitely, it's historically fucking like." The guy was trying to claim that it was historically proven, the resurrection of Jesus.
oh, that it was like it absolutely happened.
Yeah, like we have plenty of evidence for it, and all it is like, oh yeah, it's accounts that were first written down like 50 years after Jesus supposedly died and was resurrected by people who said that somebody told them that somebody had told that person that they saw it. And
Oh
that's like,
man, that just immediately made
yeah,
me
it's
think of that one
absolutely.
song. When
Oh, the
somebody told
fucking.
me that you had a girlfriend, looked like a
Oh, I was
boyfriend.
thinking of the "Heard It From a Friend Who Heard It From a Friend Who"
Oh, we
song.
both went separate, different places.
Yeah, kind of the same, but yeah, same general idea.
Oh, yeah, they play that song a lot in karaoke. A lot of the guys really like that one.
What is that? Is it REO Speedwagon? I think I don't know who it is. It was a song, the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there's not a lot of classics that get played. I was running an event last night. It was golf themed, so we did mini golf for like a couple hours, and then we went and did karaoke for another like 3 hours. And
Noise.
and I got to. Nobody was requesting songs, so I had to like throw out some stuff. So I threw out some fun stuff like "Baby Got Back" and stuff that we don't normally get to see.
Noise.
It was a lot of fun. And then they finally got into the theme, and everybody started putting in stuff that formaldehyde might be a little unhappy playing, but now that it's an 18 plus server, there's no reason not to play like songs that have some dirty words and stuff in them,
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. I like that.
Shit. Yeah. It still blows my mind that dude thought he needed to explain what a pillow fort was. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, let me see. I'll read it because it's nobody from the thing is there, and I mean I'm sure hopefully would take it in good humor that like I'm not trying to be mean. It's just
So
it's
you don't think
that people don't realize that they're doing something silly sometimes because they get too focused in on it.
Yeah, you're sure there's no crossover from our massive and your group of karaoke people?
Oh, ha ha ha. So my thing was 3 points. I was like, let's build some awesome pillow forts, then karaoke with songs themed around sleep, and then finally we'll go to a sleep world and get cozy and drift off to sleep.
Nice. Did
Oh, he changed it. He edited it out.
Somebody told him, huh?
Yeah, but it was like, let's build some pillow forts, and he's like, we're going to go to a couple of really awesome worlds where we can build pillow forts in them. And it's like, you don't need to add that. Because nobody needs to know that. Like, they'll figure that out when they get there and the event goes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait for the update to come out for Conan Exiles. Having the choice to call a purge when you want to and not call it if you don't want one is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Plus,
yeah, that sounds huge.
You get to build your own fort specifically to handle purges.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me it can just happen at any of your forts at any time, basically. Before.
Well, it used to be, and now when the update hits on the 21st of this month. It'll be.
You get to choose when and where.
You get to choose what fort and when it happens, so that it's not like. One of the things that was kind of an issue, could be an issue, was what do you call it? Like maybe you don't have an hour to sit and fucking kill bad guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it just
unless you can plan when that hour is. Yeah.
Exactly, and so it's like. Because you maybe you didn't realize how close you were to one, and now you're there, and oh well, fuck you, you're stuck here for like an hour, you can't go do anything else. Well, if you got to go to work, work's not going to understand that you didn't want to lose your fucking base in a game.
Yeah, yeah, that's not covered in the exemptions in the handbook, I would imagine.
Yeah, and for a very long time. They were like, fuck you, we're just making a game for the people that want to spend 20 hours a day on the game and don't want to ever do anything else. And it's like, well, that's why your game isn't making that much money. So,
yeah,
so now they've finally come around to like, oh, well, maybe we don't need to be that much of a rebel, like... Now that we think about it, we think making a lot more money is a better plan, and this is maybe not the best plan.
Well, considering how many companies seem to do fucked up shit, regardless of how much it pisses off most of their audience, it's kind of nice that they actually fucking do that, I guess.
Fair enough.
Sucks that they did the first part of it. They at least were willing to correct it.
Yeah, and they're pretty good about keeping the game fun. It was really bad for a while because they just didn't fix anything. But now that they've got the battle pass system, I may not get all the content. But on the other side, I don't have to. What do you call it? Stress over anything. Like it's all gonna be. What do you call it? It's all gonna work. Like I haven't seen anywhere near the kind of glitches I was seeing before, so it actually works really well now.
That's definitely a good sign.
Yep. It's much nicer.
Good shit. I finally stopped playing Far Cry 4, and now I just started like last night or the night before. I started playing Uncharted 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the Uncharted games. I've never played any of the other ones.
It's the one where you're like a sort of a freedom fighter for like a weird tropical area or something. I don't know. I know there was like a commercial where a guy was burying someone up to his neck in the sand. Oh, Far Cry. Okay, then I don't know what Uncharted is.
Yeah, no.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, can you like
Uncharted
stick
is more of
bombs to
a.
things and tie them with like strings that you stick to stuff?
I'm not that far into it, but I don't think so. It's basically it's like a you're like thieves, but like the honorable kind of thieves kind of thing. It's weird. Um, but yeah, it's kind of like Tomb Raider, but it's with dudes instead of Lara Croft, I guess. So similar to that kind of game, I guess. Yeah, you're going around trying to find ancient treasure and shit like that,
Oh, fair enough, fair
plundering
enough.
shipwrecks. So yeah, it seems alright. I've only played it for like maybe an hour total, so I'm not all that far into it. It
Oh, that's
seems
kind
pretty
of
good so
cool.
far. And again, they made at least four of them, so it must have been fairly popular. So I figure it's got to be kind of good. But yeah, it's
You
one of
would
the
hope.
four games I bought back when they had like a four like any of the games that were normally $10 or less. They were doing like a 4 for $20 sale. So it's like the fourth game that I have never played, even though I bought them like a year. So I finally got around to playing it. And the main reason was I accidentally hit the eject button and the Far Cry disc got spit out. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to do this, extremely difficult activity. I might as well put another disc in, I guess.
Huh.
That was actually kind of my thought process. Too. Oh, fuck. That's so goddamn
Something
lazy.
else to do. Oh man. Oh, let's see if there's anything else
Yeah.
particularly interesting going on in there. Was there anything else in the Discord?
Not much that I
Oh, he
saw.
changed it on there because then he could just like cut and paste it.
Let's talk about how weird fucking Pinky Doll's tits and nipples are. Oh, no, I think we talked about that last time. I
Pinky
even posted a
doll.
pic. You're welcome. That black chick that had the weird boobs with the gigantic fucking areola and one
Oh yeah,
waist
yeah, yeah,
bone.
yeah. We went over that.
And
Oh,
yeah, I can post a
did you
picture
watch
again if
the
you
one
want.
minute thing where the lady was talking about how she was using cat language to train cats?
Jesus, dude. No, I didn't watch it, but I'm familiar with the concept. The
Yeah.
bitch from Amy's Baking Company and Kitchen Nightmares. I don't know if that one's like fucking super infamous because like the woman's nuts and thinks she can talk to her fucking cats, and her husband was just some guy like rich gangster dude, like an Israeli gangster apparently, but like obviously he got his money from the most honest of places, and was sinking all of his money into this restaurant for his wife, who was a shitty cook basically. But anyways,
Hard to
I
keep a
forgot why I
restaurant
started
going
talking
if
about
the food is terrible.
that. Yeah, it was one of the. It's one of the most infamous episodes because they're so like. There's a lot of delusional people, when they cover the shows, but those two in particular, like Ramsey actually tapped out. He's like, you can't be helped. Like you refuse. You're incapable of acknowledging the issues. Every time I tell you something was
Oh,
bad, you're like, no, it's good. Everybody normally likes it, and you're like, okay, all right. Like after a few days of that, he's like, okay, you're obviously incapable of being helped, so I'm fucking out of here.
oh, because
And
you're
then
just
again,
they're
a
just
bunch of
not
people.
gonna listen. It's like if you
Yeah,
you hire an attorney and you say, okay, Mr. Attorney, should I sign this contract as it's written? And your attorney says, no, that's a terrible idea. And so you go, okay, I'm going to sign this contract. You know, like, he's like, well, then why did you even ask this motherfucker to be there? Like, why did you waste his fucking valuable time and your valuable money spending on an attorney if you were just going to ignore what they fucking told you? Like, if you were just going to do it anyway.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of those people. Yeah, especially on that show, I think a lot of it's not their fault, and that he just can't understand why the business isn't doing well, and that pretty much never happens.
Yeah, it's always your fault if you're running a business and it's not doing well. Like either
Mm.
it's just not a
Yeah,
good
with
idea for a
rare
business,
instances
like your
it might
product
not be,
isn't
but
isn't in demand, or you're doing something else wrong. It comes back to you. And
Yeah,
I
like
think
again, on
too many
occasion,
people tie an emotional connection to their business being successful the way they want it to be successful, instead of
yeah, instead
accepting
of
that
working with what you got and what the conditions
maybe this
are.
is a bad
Yeah.
product, maybe this isn't a good service, maybe there's just no demand for this. So fuck it, I'll move on and switch right now as quickly as possible to something that I think people will like better. Or this is what is
Mm-hmm.
selling in my area, so I'm going to start doing that too. Like, you don't have to be original, you just have to do it better than anyone else. You know, like it's
Yeah,
much
you have to
easier
do
to
it well,
do.
and that's what people want.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to be the first person to sell pizza, but you could sell better pizza than anybody else, or you could get that pizza to places faster than anybody else, or you could offer things that
Yeah.
no other pizza company offers
Something
on
that
your
separates
pizzas.
you.
Something,
Yeah,
something
you
that
have to make it
separates
something
them.
where it's unique.
But you got to have something that's going to make them want to try something other than the standard that they've had before. So maybe that's a really tough thing to break into as far as business. So maybe that doesn't work for you, kind of thing, and you got to do something else.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that Amy's Baking Company, it's actually up in Scottsdale, so it's not that far from where I'm at. And after the show, after it blew up, it became super popular because there was such a fucking train wreck. And so people were fucking showing up there to like fuck with them. But then they started selling merchandise off of like, shit that was said during the show and like, selling t-shirts and shit. So yeah, it
Oh,
got
that
pretty
gets
nuts.
weird. Yeah, that gets weird because you also have to consider like, who gets the money for that, or if you're gonna split the money, how do you split the money? There's a lot of shit that you have to really take into account with that kind of thing.
But yeah, it was funny because the news covered a lot of that shit after the fact. They're like, yeah, no, they're still going. Like, these shirts are selling. But again, I think they ended up finally closing it down because there's just too many people showing up to fuck with them because they knew they were angry with the fucking short fuse.
Yeah.
They knew it was going to be easy to get a reaction out of them.
Like, we know we
Yeah.
can piss off Gordon Ramsay and get something entertaining. It's like,
yeah, well, no, Gordon Ramsay was long gone, but fucking the two people that he had to fucking give up on were still there trying to make business work.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't, I'm sure you didn't watch the video. The one on the D&D couple? Like, it's just them reading Reddit stories, but I was like, just watch it for like 10 seconds just to get a look at them and tell me that's not a brother and sister.
Yeah, oh,
Claiming to
okay,
be
yeah.
husband and wife.
I gotcha.
Just look at it. They look so similar. It's like, where are you guys based? Is this fucking Kentucky? Is this West Virginia? Is this up in the holler? Like.
Yeah, like this is more obvious than the Billie Eilish in their situation.
Well, that one was weird just because, like, her brother was dating somebody that looked just like her. That was a weird one. Like, they could have been twins. These ones,
around.
it's just, I think, a coincidence. I don't think they're related, obviously. But, like...
Yeah, but they obviously married each other's mother situation.
Yeah,
Someone reminded them.
They have a similar personality and a similar look to them. So it makes them kind of look like... Where you're like, that's kind of weird. Like, they're both short, their hair is similarly colored, they have the same shaped face. Like, their mouths are kind of similar looking. It's just like, that's
like, yeah.
A lot of similarities.
You guys are at least second cousins. Fuck you.
Yeah. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they were, like, second cousins. That's believable.
Yeah. There's nothing illegal about our marriage. Say up front.
Nothing illegal about our marriage. Immoral? Yes. Illegal? No. Yeah, I posted the Kitchen Nightmares episode if you want to watch it later or whatever.
It's pretty entertaining because his wife is nuts, dude. And yeah, the guy in the thumbnail is the ex-gangster guy.
Yeah, and the only guy, one of the few, at least I would say, probably not the only, but probably one of the very few that Gordon Ramsay was just like, I'm just gonna leave.
Cannot be helped. Yeah, because they again, almost every episode they're back and they're gonna say like, "Oh, everybody tells me it's good," and like, I'm telling you, it's not. Like, dude. And they'd finally get it though. You know what I mean? Like he'd come up with new menus. He'd redo their fucking shitty, outdated shop or whatever restaurant.
Oh yeah, well there was so many episodes where it was like the big problem was that they were basically just opening cans and microwaving shit in the back.
That is very common.
Instead of cooking really basic, just good food. Because you don't have to cook the best fucking food ever made by man. You know what I mean? You don't have to be
just
a
decent quality ingredients that are fresh.
But if you use like real eggs and real vegetables and real cheese to make an omelet, people are going to enjoy that omelet, and it's going to be a lot easier to get them to come back to your restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, and some places would actually make the shit fresh, but like do it all in one day for the whole week. So then they're freezing it and then microwaving it, and it's like, dude, just fucking make it fresh every time.
Yeah,
every day or whatever fucking works, dude. And don't freeze it. And again, it might still taste decently, but a lot of times freezing shit, unfreezing it, you're gonna lose a bit of the flavor.
Yep.
The freshness. Certainly.
Well, also freezing and unfreezing really can change the textures of a lot of foods.
Yeah.
Like especially vegetables and fruits.
Yeah.
Like if you freeze and unfreeze a strawberry, it's not the same.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would just get super gross and soggy, yeah? Or would it get dried out more?
They tend to lose a lot of the structure and become kind of soggy. Unless you do it like a really specific way. I think you gotta partially boil and then freeze a lot of stuff for it to work the right way.
Makes sense.
But it's kind of a pain in the butt, to do yourself. It's super easy if you're a fucking restaurant, you know what I mean? Like, then it's great, but...
I was thinking like the pancakes, the microwavable like pancakes, like those generally turn out pretty well because they're already kind of and soggy to begin with. So like freezing them
those
and
are great. Yeah, pancakes
microwave.
are good. Those work really good. Bread in general freezes very well, and then unfreezes.
Yeah, even waffles are not bad, not horrible. Although,
I mean, fresh waffles or fresh pancakes are always going to be better, but. No one's going to turn their nose up at a toasted pancake or a microwave pancake the way they would in a lot of other stuff.
It's one of the few things. Because, almost everything that I eat, even from frozen, I don't like microwaving it. If there's an option to do it in the oven, I just take the extra time to do it in the oven. Like when they say like a pizza or something can be done in the microwave, I'm like, I'm not doing that. It's gonna come out all fucking soggy. I don't care how much of a crisping tray you have on there. It'll be okay.
Yeah, if there's a chance. So the only time I microwave pizzas are very, very specific situations. It's we get those little round pizzas from Costco where it's like a little individual pizza.
Yeah, the little deep dish, round ones.
They're not little deep dish. They're just little round pizzas. Well, maybe they're deep dish where you're at.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking like the Red Baron ones, they dish, but they're only like tall.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe it's similar. It sounds really similar to what I'm talking about. I'll microwave 2 of those and squirt a little ranch dressing on one and make it into a sandwich, and it kind of works because they're not very stiff. Like they're kind of soft after that.
Yeah.
And
Like, you
it's
don't want
like
it to be crispy. And
yeah, exactly, because then everything would squirt out and it would be gross and get all over the place. So it works for that particular application, but that's certainly not the case for most pizza that you want, like texture-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because my favorite is
any of those ones that can be microwaved.
If a frozen pizza, my favorite has got to be the French bread pizza, and you got to overcook it slightly.
Yeah, see, even the French bread ones, I don't do in the microwave.
Yeah, those got to be in the oven. You can't do that in the microwave. I would never do it in the microwave.
Yeah. Well, some of them come with a crisping tray that kind of does a good job. It never comes out.
If you're in a hurry and there's no other option, somebody's already using the stove, it's not the worst thing in the world to microwave them. But it's just like, if you have the option, it's always better to put them in the fucking the microwave.
Option at all. Yeah. Yeah, because in the microwave, even with the crisping tray, it's like both of the edges are going to be fucking brick hard. And then, like, in the middle, it's going to be shit that's, like, barely melted and probably still cold a lot of the time.
Every fucking time. That's really the case a lot, actually. It's annoying.
Yeah. You can kind of mitigate it by just putting it at a lower power and cooking it for longer. But that also, like, isn't ideal either. But it at least cooks more evenly if you take the power down.
Well, and they're improving the technology of microwaves and stuff like that on a regular basis anyway.
Yeah, actually, it was weird. At the resort place we stayed at in California was they had it was a air fryer and a microwave in one.
Yeah, we have that.
Like,
we have
an air fryer, microwave.
It's an air fryer, it's a microwave, it's a convection oven, and it can broil.
Yeah. Were you able to leave the metal parts in when you used it as a microwave?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because that's what this one was saying, and I didn't. It was saying that you could, and I'm like, I don't trust that at all. Like, I'm taking those fucking metal, because it came out real easy anyway. I'm like, I'm not testing that. That doesn't sound right. If it's an actual microwave, there's no fucking way you can leave big metal bars in there. There's two fucking shelves, or two, levels. So yeah, and again, they came out super easy, so there's no real reason not to. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. My son was like, no, it says you don't have to. I'm like, dude, just take them out. There's no reason to have them in there, so just take them out.
I don't think our microwave said anything about allowing you to put any sort of metal stuff in there and run it.
It doesn't seem like it would work.
That we have a set of non-stick pans, and they're like, yeah, use metal, whatever you want. Like fucking run your beater over it, like really fuck up the thing if you want to try. And it seems to be fine. Like one of the main spatulas we use for a lot of our cooking is fucking what do you call it? Metal, and it seems to work just fine.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. It just goes against everything I've heard my entire life. That I was just like, I'm not risking that. No.
No, I'm just saying, like, technology's different, so maybe it's probably perfectly safe if they say it is. Although it's no harm to be, like, safe, but you might want to try it one time and see if it actually does arc.
Yeah, I probably should have, since it wasn't my shit. You know what I mean? It would have just been fucking up their shit, and they're the ones that said it was okay to do.
Well, and if it does start arcing, you just turn it off like really fast, and it's fine. It's not going to be like broken permanently.
Yeah, you don't fucking turn it on and walk away as you're testing it, and like, I'm going to go smoke and see what happens.
Well, you could. That'd be kind of funny in its own way.
Do that place. Yeah, do that. That whole fucking town, that place, that resort, and that whole town was just fucking bizarre, dude.
Oh, so it's not the
very
greatest
backward
vacation?
Yeah, no, it was fine. Like, the area was beautiful. It was fucking great weather, all that shit. Fucking a lot of great natural beauty and all that. But the town really seemed to not want tourism at all. Like, I feel like it was a good chunk of a lot of their income. But they seem to, like, not give a shit about the tourists in the town. A very small town, again, very small. Which again, I've only been familiar with Southern California, and there's not really. It's all fucking city. Along anywhere near the coast, it's all city. Like
They
the
may
entire
just not.
Southern
They may just not
California
like
coast.
people from anywhere they deem not to be left wing. It is California.
Yeah, well, dude, it was really fucking funny because okay, well, first of all, the like it had a little pool, and it was like those cottages, like the one room cottage type thing. Like there was a bunch of those, so it wasn't like a resort, like big fucking, you know, like hotel style buildings, like a lot of the resorts are in where we go in Southern California.
Yeah.
So it was individual little bungalows or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And so my back's killing me after 2 days, 16, 20, however long, 18, 20 hours on the road over 2 days to get there.
That was nutty. You guys, that's a hell of a drive to drive.
It actually, dude, honestly, was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because generally for me, anything over, once you start getting around the 6 hour mark, I start getting really agitated. And for some reason, I wasn't. It was really weird. I mean, it was nice. But yeah, it actually wasn't.
You cut out there for a second.
So, like, they have the. Okay, no worries. Okay, so basically, they had a little hot tub, little pool, and all that shit. I didn't get there the first night when I killed the deer, but the next night I go get out of the hot tub. That's great. There's a couple people there, bullshit with them about it and stuff. I go in the next night, which was Sunday, I believe. Yeah, we got in Friday night. Saturday, I went in the hot tub. Everything was fine. I go in Sunday, and I go to put my foot in the water or whatever, and the first step, frigid fucking cold water in the hot tub.
Oh, why would it not be warmed up when you get there? That's weird.
Yeah, and this was Sunday night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so whatever happened, I just don't. I could not imagine how the fuck it could be that like really, really cold. Not just like, whatever the temperature would be from the weather or whatever. Like, it was way cold. And then Monday night, basically the same thing. Still fucking cold. And then finally, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Went back and it was actually hot. I was able to actually use the hot tub. Wednesday night I go back. Pool and spa are closed.
Weird.
The whole area, pool and spa area is just closed. And again, everyone just seemed like my mom had called because there was a little restaurant area, thing there on that little the resort area or whatever. And my mom had called in. We were on the road, and she was calling to see what time they closed. And like the girl that answered from the resort, because she just called the regular resort number because we didn't have the restaurant number.
Yeah.
And like the person was like, "Oh, it's on the paperwork there." No, it has the hours on the paperwork there. And like wasn't gonna tell her. I'm like, just fucking tell her. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like. You know what I mean? Like, why would you say that?
Yeah, why would you not just answer the fucking question?
Yeah, like, answer the question, and then if you want to... But, like, why are you assuming we're fucking home, or why we're at the place, and calling? Like, why the fuck would we be calling you if we were here? So, I mean, you know what I mean? You should assume we're on the road.
Even if you think they're somewhere where the paperwork is handy, why would you not
answer the question, and then maybe point it out. Yeah, and like again, if you add it after that, like, by the way, this is on there.
Yeah, our hours are this, and if you need to check again, you can always just look at the paperwork and save yourself the phone call.
Yeah, but to start with that, and then not just volunteer the info.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that kind of. You're annoying us. You fucking tourist asshole.
That's why I hate the manager I have now. And anytime she has to do work, she acts like it's fucking beneath her.
That's fucking great.
And it's just we'll fuck off. Go fucking go somewhere else then. Like, we don't need you here.
Yeah, if you think you're too good for this, fuck you, bitch. But yeah, kind of the whole town, like, nobody was particularly unfriendly or anything. But like, and actually, the restaurant on site there was actually pretty good. There was another place that we went down to that was actually really good. They did the smash burgers, which apparently my son was telling me you kind of start with a ball of meat and kind of smash it down flat on the grill or something.
Yep, that's
But
the
anyway,
whole
really
idea.
good.
Is it's supposed to be super thin and grilled super hot and fast, and you just
Yeah,
squish it down.
yeah. So that was actually really good. That place. There was a pizza place that. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty packed. Oddly enough, it was right down by their pier, which their pier is a glorified dock. The thing was probably maybe 150 feet long, if that. It was very short to be called a pier. I guess it technically is a pier, but barely. But anyways, there was a restaurant and stuff down in that area, and that food was. It wasn't bad, but like the dough was like really like rubbery and like just not good.
Yeah.
Some of the other shit there was so where anywhere where the beaches were, there were no signs telling you like this is how you go to get to this beach, or coming up, pull off here for this beach and any of that kind of shit. You absolutely, if you did not have Google Maps telling you where to fucking go and where to stop, it'd be almost impossible to find. None of it's fucking labeled. And then, dude, what's really funny is any little area of bridge going across any little gap or anything, every single one had a sign that said narrow bridge, like before you got to it. And the bridges were not narrow enough to justify or need a narrow bridge sign.
The bridge was definitely not that narrow. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like you could easily have two cars passing and have a person walking on the edge of, on either side. So yeah, it was very bizarre. I'm like, well, I guess they're really, their fucking narrow bridge sign budget is fucking off the charts, but their hey, the beach is here signs, there's no budget for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just very, very odd. And then I wanted to get cigarettes, and I go to the gas station, and I go, no, we don't sell cigarettes. The only one in town is the liquor store, just a little ways up. And then I go in there, and they're like, oh yeah, no, cash only.
Fuck, you think the other person would have mentioned that when they told you where you could get them? And be like, oh yeah, and it's cash only, so,
Yeah, it was just a bunch of shit like that, and you're like, guys, that's a little bit of fucking effort, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I don't know, man. I guess I kind of understand why they're fucking trying to protect the ship, but it's like, dude, you don't get that much fucking tourism here. This is not like, a huge fucking tourist destination. Again, beautiful area. The beaches were nice, although not as far as like trying to like do any kind of surfing or boogie boarding or any of that kind of shit. Again, very rocky in that area. In fact, there was one that was a few miles up. It was what was the name of it? I think it was called Manchester Beach. There was a city called Manchester, and the Manchester Beach had the coarsest fucking, most painful to walk on sand that I've ever experienced anywhere.
Oh,
which is, again, fucking really strange. I'd never experienced anything like it. It literally hurt to walk on the sand. So big, giant, fucking coarse pieces of fucking sand. And what was really shitty is there's two ways. We actually stopped at a different one because we were like, all right, we're anywhere coastal access, we're gonna pull off and see where it goes. And we had gone to the original Manhattan Beach, which is not that far off, or Manchester Beach, which is not that far off from the parking lot. We went to the other one, and it was going to essentially the same beach, just a little further down. But the area from where you park to where the fucking beach is was like you had to go over like 5 sets of fucking dunes, and each one you can't tell exactly where the ocean is because there's always one dune set behind that one. So like 3 times I'm like, all right, it's got to be right over the edge of these dunes, and they're like, nope, got to be over the next one, nope. And again, the whole way is there's no there's a path, but it's all sand. It's all dry sand. And I assume you're familiar with why that sucks. Because walking in dry sand is fucking exhausting, and for me, it fucks
the
my
drier
back
the sand, the looser and easier to sink through it is.
Yeah,
and it just gets nightmarish really, really fast.
Yeah, and it was a good fucking at least up and down dunes, and again, area. And so I got to the point where I'm literally like jumping and walking on fucking like the plants and shit because it was too much to keep walking through the sand up and down these fucking dunes and shit. Yeah, it was just really fucking. and then the beach is the same shitty beach we had just been to, so that was fun. Then we had to walk back, and on the way there you don't know how far it is. Obviously, if we did, we wouldn't have done it. None of us would have done it. But then knowing you have to walk back after getting on just another shitty, grainy, fucking coarse beach sand, you're like, fuck this. Because my mom was having to stop every fucking, 30 seconds or a minute. And then she's like apologizing. We're like, you're 75. You're doing fine. You're doing very well for somebody who's 75 years old. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you don't need to be that fucking spry.
Yeah, I'm like, take your time. We don't have to be anywhere. So stop as often as you fucking have to. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I sent my son. I'm like, hey, we forgot to grab the shit and water and all that because we didn't realize fucking how far we were going at all, and fucking no indication of that at all anywhere. So yeah, I like had him fucking hurry back and shit. But yeah, I don't know. Some of the shit was nice. Glass Beach was fucking awesome. So yeah, thanks again for that. Because even my son loved that area.
That one I knew would be good. That's one that's hard to beat.
Yeah, and for my son, it wasn't even the glass shit. It was the fucking cliffs and stuff they wanted to climb up and down, and the tide pool areas. It was what he was into. Because he loves to catch crabs, dude. In the tide pools and that.
Oh, nice.
And there's some decent sized crabs in there, man. Like, most of the time it's the real tiny ones in the tide pool areas, but there were some decent, not huge like fucking king crabs or anything, but way bigger than they normally see in a tide pool. So yeah, he was trying to catch those. And oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, because you've been there, right? You've been to that. Stabby?
Which one? Razor or Glass Beach? Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's a spot that's kind of a little ways down, place where you come down, where there's this rock there that is, it's got a bunch of shit like fused into the rock, like pieces of the glass. There's pieces of metal.
Oh, like what's that all about? I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, no idea. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew the story behind that or not. No worries. I just wanted to ask.
Nope.
But it was really strange. I'm like, was there a volcano that somehow went off here or something? Like, it looked almost like volcanic rock.
As much a mystery to me as it is to you.
Yeah, I'll have to fucking look it up. But yeah, I was like, it literally looks like that. Like, somehow rock got slightly molten and shit just got sunk into it and got froze in there. Because again, I was expecting all the glass to be loose, like it just somehow came in with the tides or whatever. Because we got there like about a half an hour before low tide. So again, always want to be there right at low tide or before or whatever. So I was like, well, maybe this is underwater at high tide, and shit got washed in. So I go to pick up a piece, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is fused in there, dude. That's fucking nuts.
I don't know. That is weird.
I might have
I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it, but like, it sounds like one of those things where like, it was probably in the 50s, so that's where you'd have to like go to figure out like where that fucking why that is the way it is kind of thing.
Yeah, like only the locals have. The fuck that's about? Oh fuck. Oh yeah, they did have a little lighthouse thing there that was just down the road from where we're at. So that was pretty cool. Cause I went up. My mom and son didn't have any interest in it, but I went up, checked it out. We saw some big ass seals.
Oh yeah, always fun watching the big ass seals.
Seal.
Yeah, there's a lot of places in this area where they just hang out like on the beach and just like chill. And you're not supposed to go too close, which is fair. But as long as you keep your distance, you can like hang out and watch them. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely good shit, man. Let's see if I can find it. There were also these little things that my son said maybe they're actually sand dollars, but they're these little round things on the rocks and the tide pools. They're like light and dark green colors, kind of. Let's see. I can actually share a pic there. But it doesn't matter. It's not that important. But anyways, yeah, that was fucking awesome. And like I said, you get there at low tide and you go to some of the areas that are harder to get to. Because, yeah, to get down to some of those spots, dude, even I was climbing down like almost 20 foot of almost sheer, cliff face to get down to the fucking little beach areas in a couple of spots.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, the chipmunks. Oh, chipmunks. There's a bunch of squirrels there, and they are the fattest fucking squirrels I've ever seen anywhere, dude. It's funny because there's a sign saying not to feed the wildlife.
And you look at the squirrels and you're like, I'm pretty sure people are not following that direction.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, those are the fucking... dude, totally tame, unless you were like, if you hold your hand out like you have food in it, they'll come right up to it. If you make any move towards grabbing them, they'll fake and take off. But other than that, they would come right up to you, dude. Totally no real fear.
For a while.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's various areas where there are because like California's weird. There's various areas where you can tell people have tamed animals. There's a pond near where I'm at where like the geese would like get in the car with you and shit. Like it's crazy how
God damn, dude.
Lack of basic like
like
common fucking sense of like what do you what kind of stuff do you not do to not get like turned into food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The geese have no idea how delicious.
I bet you geese is really good. I've never actually eaten goose, but yeah, the geese have no idea that they're like food if they're not careful.
Yeah, it's expensive. Because I remember looking it up, and I think I brought it up on the show that I was like, I wonder how goose is like. And then I looked at the prices, and I'm like, I'm probably never. Because it's pretty fucking pricey.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was that spot where it's weird because there's like the redwood trees, and then very nearby there's like the next whatever. It's like this terrace thing that's going on in that area. Like there's a one level. And then it rises in elevation to another level. It's kind of terraced. One of them has gigantic trees, and then the next one up is like shitty soil, and it grows all these stunted, tiny trees. And one of them was, I think I showed that video of it was that tree that it almost looked like a Twizzler or something. Like it was half of it was red, and half of it looked like regular bark, and it kind of twisted around up the tree. Do you remember that or not really?
No. I know there's somewhere around here there's a tree you can drive through that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I've heard that. I remember seeing that picture actually as a kid. The redwood where they just dug a big ass fucking tunnel through it. Damn it, where the fuck was that at? Alright, but I'll post it again. But yeah, because it was a really weird looking. It was again obviously a very small tree because everything there was all stunted and undergrown. But one of them, literally, there was like this red, like smooth bark on it, and the rest of it was like regular bark, and it kind of wrapped around it a little. Here, I'll post it right now. You can kind of tell from the thumbnail, I guess. Oh, it's got to download great. But yeah, it was really weird looking. I had never seen anything like it. And I was like, I don't know, is that something attacking the tree and it's only on half of the fucking branch? Or is that actually part of the tree? Or what the fuck is going on?
I'll see it whenever it finishes loading in.
Yeah. It's almost there. Come on, little buddy. 98. And come on. Post. There it goes. All right, it should be posted now. So you can kind of tell right from the thumbnail. Again, I've never seen anything like. But yeah, it looks like half of it. It looks like probably less than half. It looks like regular bark. And then there's these red like lines, thick red lines that kind of twist around the branches on the way up. Yeah, so that was very odd.
I think those are like grapevine of some kind, like or not a grapevine, but like a really weird. Oh yeah.
That deserves a plaque.
I don't know what that is.
It looks like a tree.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it looks like a tree. Like it looks like
you're
bark
right. It
and
does
then
look like a
whatever
tree.
that
I
red
was thinking
shit.
it was a grapevine because there's grapevines that grow similar to that, but they don't have a lot of grapes on them all the time. But like, because they're wild, they're not like like the ones you get in the fucking vineyards and whatnot. But no, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it really
Could
looks
be like
kind
some
of
sort of
like a
cypress
red rope
or something, maybe. I mean, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of little plaques saying what all the things were, but I never found one for that. Right? Obviously, I'm sure it was there, but we just missed it probably. But yeah, it was an interesting kind of, because we did those both on the same day. We went and took them to the redwood areas, and we went to this pygmy forest, like right after each other. So you go from like one extreme where there's gigantic trees to this fucking area not that far away where there's stunted growth in these tiny little fucking trees and shit.
Yeah, I think I've been to the Pygmies Forest. There was the one that I really liked was out by Salt Point. It was like a petrified forest. That was always kind of interesting. If you've been to one of those, it's where for some reason all the trees have turned to stone. That's really a wacky one to walk through.
There's spots up in northeastern Arizona, but it's not forest. Like there's a bunch of fucking shit. But there's no like. Are you talking about shit where the trees are like literally still standing, or are they all just falling over shit?
No, they're still there. They're still standing.
Oh, okay, no. The ones I've seen is just the petrified forest. So again, just big ass. Petrified, mineralized, or whatever the fuck the process is.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a specific term for it.
Yeah, where there's a bunch of different colors. It's cool, like on the scene. But that's all again, just a bunch of fucking essentially logs that have turned into rock. But again, there's all kinds of different colors. In the log rocks or whatever. Yeah, it's an interesting sight. What the fuck was that? One of the seal. So I got one of the. This might be it. Because I noticed that the one of the seals was about to go in, and I tried to catch it. I think I kind of caught it. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Well, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Whether I post it or not. I'll post it, but yeah, no need to continue.
They've hidden my guy.
What, you're a thrall guy, or
now. There's an NPC named Tamos the Beastmaster, and when you kill him, you get a mask that helps you breathe underwater.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted it. Well, you don't breathe underwater. It just makes your breath hold for a very long time. But he's no longer spawning where he used to spawn, so I don't know where they've put him.
That sucks.
I'm disappointed. I was going to use that breathing mask to go to the next dungeon tomorrow. Now I'll just have to use a bunch of dumb potions.
Very inconsiderate of that game, dude.
Yeah, right? Rude, right? This is very rude.
You've got no chance, mate.
A big fucking monkey.
The one I posted, you can, I was kind of zooming as it was going into the water, but I at least catch it in the water too. So like as I'm zooming in, you can kind of shuffling off into the water. And then I kind of pan around and see it swimming in the water right there. But yeah, there's like 3 of them right in that area. Big ass fucking like leopard seal. Because like 2 of them were like the dark like black color, and then one of them was like that white grayish, I guess leopard seals, I would assume.
Your guess is as good as
like
mine.
One white one. Okay. I don't know why I'm assuming that just because you live there that you know everything
about to go in. Damn it,
that you live in the general area. That you must be,
some of it, but
you must know all about all.
Was sitting right there.
Yeah, that was pretty
cool. I think.
I can't
But
really
yeah,
make
overall,
them
like I
out
said, a
that
beautiful
well.
area.
Oh yeah, it's so
Yeah.
nice to just hang out on the beach.
Damn it, I just missed it.
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Alright, I might have caught some of it, but
Yeah, my son was
Actually,
climbing
was
those
sitting
fucking all those
right
fucking
there.
cliffs and rock faces and shit.
Alright, I think
Yeah, almost slipped off. I'll show you. Let's see if I got a still pic of that. Because yeah, he got up pretty high on one of them.
Shit, I used to do when I was his age. So
that's a thing. Is exactly why I couldn't really. I'm like, yeah, no, that's what I'd be doing at your age. That is exactly what I would be doing.
like, not only is that what I'm doing, I have done that because I live out
Yeah.
there, so I have climbed along the cliff face. I almost fell on, died doing that actually once. That was you know what? That was the last time I did that actually.
Yeah, no, if he would have fallen off, it would have been a big fall. He would have at least broken some shit. If he would have slid off, and he almost did.
I was 20 feet over jagged, pointed rocks, like rock spikes.
Oh Jesus!
It was
Yeah,
like a fucking movie. It was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking done.
Yeah.
he's about to go in.
Yeah, no, I understand the urge though. I completely understand that fucking.
You posted more of the seals.
Alright, I might have caught some of it, but
Did I post another one? Oh no, I haven't posted I haven't posted the one of my son yet. Hold on.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you posted more of the seals. Yeah, that's too far away for me to have any idea what kind of seals those were. But I'm sure it was just like regular harbor seals and leopard seals. That makes sense. That's about what you would see in that kind of area anyway.
They're way bigger than I thought they'd be. I guess maybe it's because the only ones I see are the ones that like great whites are packing. Like,
and they look small in comparison to great whites.
Yeah, they look so fucking tiny. But you gotta
realize like how big great whites are. They're like twice the size of us.
Yeah. Well, they look so maneuverable. Like you can't imagine them being that big. They're so fucking maneuverable underwater. That's why they can fuck with the great whites. A lot of times they'll fuck with them because they're too maneuverable for the fucking. And again, unless the great white gets to them before they see them
very easily. Yeah. Well, that's why
they're too. They can fucking.
I was gonna say the great whites have like those hunting like methods.
Yeah, the ambush. They come up from below real fast. Yeah. They generally ambush them. They'll fucking breach. I think that's the one. I'm gonna double check it, but I think I just posted the one where he's. I don't. What the hell just happened? Alright, I hit play, you motherfuckers. Alright, gotta get out of that, probably. Okay. Alright, so I think I did a good job of showing scale. Of what my lunatic son scaled up there.
There's like the ocean and such.
Yeah. Oh shit, this isn't even the, is that the spot he actually found?
Up all this shit.
I'm gonna go back.
Right there. Oh my god.
Alright, yeah.
Alright.
No, that isn't, that's barely the beginning part. It's not the one.
He's 19, but you never stop. You know.
Although, yeah, at the very beginning of this one. Yeah, the spot that's up to the right of him and a little further behind, you can see where it kind of tapers off a little and then drops straight down into where the water is. Yeah, he was sitting out on that point.
Huh.
He had climbed up to the higher shit behind where he was at, right in that one.
Yeah. That's exactly the kind of shit I used to do all the time.
Yeah, no, I still wanted to try it, honestly, but I'm like, I better not. Just better not. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to accept that it's like past that time. Like, I used to be able to do that shit, and if I really had to, like it was an emergency or something, sure, got it, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, like if he suddenly was
like
hanging off of it. Yeah, if he was suddenly hanging off of it and I had to save him, I'd do it in a fucking heartbeat. But without that kind of motivation, again, it was 50-50, which, again, at a younger age, I'll be like 50-50. That sounds like great odds to me.
Oh yeah,
Nowadays, I'm like,
we used to have a system, the guys I hung out with and me, where we would gauge the odds, and it was, the general rule was, as long as it wasn't more than 50% that we were gonna die from it, we were like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly illustrates the recklessness of youth, I guess.
Yes, it was very reckless.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's slightly more likely that we're not going to, so let's fucking go for it.
Yeah, flip a coin as to whether we're making it up the side of that cliff to the road alive, but let's go.
Yeah. So it makes youth.
And also, let's be real, none of us had any idea what the risks even were. Like, we were just guessing,
It's probably, most likely there are many occasions where you're literally the longest of odds and somehow didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah, the one I just posted shows him out on that, the point, the one that I thought I was uploading the first time. I think. Yeah, I think I was trying to establish the scale, but you can never really tell how steep something is. No, that looks pretty good. So yeah, that shows him way out on that thing, just sitting there.
This is a big cliffy area.
And yeah, he slipped a little bit there and almost fucking fell down that.
Down there.
I mean, it was sand. Again, really pretty thin, soft, relative.
Yeah, no, if you're into climbing, the beach is not where you should be climbing. Because inevitably, like, fucking sandstone most of this time. It's mostly sandstone, sand, and shit, and you're just
gonna break away.
It's gonna fall apart. Literally, the reason that I was dangling by one hand over jagged rocks was there was a gap of like 3 feet that we had to cross to get from the part of the cliff we were at to the next part. And there was no other way around other than going up to the road and like walking around it. We were like, that's fucking cheating. So that was out. And my buddies each made the jump, no problem. I was in pretty good shape. I was probably about 260 at the time. So I was fat, but I wasn't like, I wasn't like giant fat Buddha like you saw.
Yeah.
And I jumped across, and I didn't get high enough to get all the way on it, so I had 2 hands on it and was climbing with those 2 hands, and then one hand that the rock just broke off in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because it was sandstone, and so like I basically had to do a one-handed pull-up so my buddies could reach my hand, and then they pulled me up, so I didn't end up dead. And it was literally about a 10 to 15 foot drop onto like basically like stalactites or whatever, the standing sharp rocks, because they'd been washed that way from the water.
Nice.
And that was about the last time I felt the need to go do that. Same for them, actually. They were both like, yeah, we don't really want to do that anymore. I'm like, yeah, me neither. Go figure. Weird, right?
Yeah, the road looks really good now all of a sudden.
Yeah, we can just not do that and just hang out on the beach like normal fucking humans.
Fuck, that's kind of tough. Yeah, he would have gotten seriously hurt.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
I'm thinking like, it might have broke a little bit. I mean, it's all sand at the bottom of that and a little bit of water because it hides out. But Jesus Christ, that's like 40 feet, right? 40, 50 feet.
There's really not like an end for that. That doesn't end well for anybody in that particular situation ever. Like, there's never a point at which that goes well.
Yeah, that's definitely enough that it could kill him if he fucking fell. But he could also potentially survive with just a lot of broken shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, he wouldn't be walking away from it. He would be highly unlikely to be walking away from that fall.
It's one of those things that's just not worth finding out.
Mm. Yeah, well, he's 19. It was worth the risk for him, I guess. He wasn't super close to the thing, and he definitely made sure he was sturdy before he actually sat that
Oh,
close.
I'm not
He
talking
slid
about
from
whether
way further up.
anybody should be looking or whether it would be, worth it to somebody in their opinion. I'm just saying it's like objectively, it's one of
Yeah,
those things
wouldn't
that's
want to
not
fall
worth it.
test the
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
fault somebody for doing it anyway. It's human nature. That's what we all do. That's kind of how humans got where we got.
Yeah, no, like I said, I had an urge to do it myself, but I'm at least finally, in my 40s,
Yeah.
at the point where I recognize, hey, maybe I can't,
Hey,
and hey,
maybe
this
I
might kill
can't, and
me.
maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I don't
Actually,
want to
yeah, dude, that
risk my
reminds me.
future.
I remember talking about this in one of my sobriety meetings, like an AA or whatever. But one of the times we went to Carlsbad, there was like this major storm that had gone by fairly recently. So there were these huge, like two sets of swells coming in that were each about, I don't know, 10 to 12 feet. Like one kind of directly in, one at a little bit of an angle. And again, they were bunching up to where they were getting up to over 15 feet. They're fucking huge. I've never seen waves that big anywhere. And basically, like I kept trying to go out and I caught a wave a couple of times. But like every time, I don't like diving under the waves, so I'd always dive over them. And every time the fucking wave would hit, it would knock me back like 20 or 30 feet because they were so fucking big and powerful. And then I'd be trying to run back out. And I recognized at one point, I'm like, all right, my son is sitting on there. This shit is kicking my ass. Like, it's fucking really beating the shit out of me. And I'm like, I'm going to end up drowning. And like,
Oh
my
yeah.
son's going to watch me drown from the fucking beach. And I'm like, all right, I gotta stop this. And it was literally like any time before before my son was born or any of that. If that thought occurred to me, I still would have done it anyway. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but it was the first time in my life where I'm like, this might kill me. I'm going to stop doing it. Any other time would be like, this might kill me, but if I doesn't, it's going to be fucking awesome. And I would fucking do it anyway.
Like
different
realizations about life and
yeah. Again, when it was just me, one thing. But again, yeah. My son grows up fatherless because I had to catch a fucking third or fourth fucking giant wave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's the shit that can happen in like a split second out on like areas like the coast where the water and stuff is so mercurial and really, really not predictable. Like you don't know. Even if you've grown up out here and you go every day, it's still pretty unpredictable. Like I've been out there where it's like, oh, suddenly for no reason and with no warning of any kind, boom, water all the way up to the fucking cliffside. The beach is covered in a foot deep water. Where everybody normally hangs out. So it's like, nah, shit can go fucking sideways anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of infected my son last summer. I infected him with the bodyboarding or the boogie shit. He loves that. Luckily, I'd warned him about because I'm sure it's happened to you. You get fucking caught in a wave and it's fucking tumbling you all the fuck around and you don't know which way is up, like that kind of shit. Literally, like, I don't know, 30 seconds before it happened to him, I'm like, look, man, sometimes you're going to get caught. The wave's going to crash down. It's going to fucking thrash all around. You don't know which is up. Just fucking stay calm. You're going to come up eventually. It's going to seem like it's forever. It's only a few seconds. Just fucking hold your breath and wait till you come up. And literally, like, 30 seconds later, it fucking happened to him.
And he was like, you were right, like, Dad. Right. I did everything you said, and that's why I'm still alive. I love and respect you. Was that what he said afterwards?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard?
That's what I inferred from his... Actually, not even heard. That's what I inferred from his body language. I don't even know if he actually said anything.
Oh, man.
But yeah. Because, again, before it happened to me, and I was way younger. You know what I mean?
I mean, that shit can be scary as fuck. And if you don't know what to do, you can easily end up swimming the wrong way and swimming your ass right down to the fucking bottom of the ocean, and then you will drown.
Yeah. Yeah. But nope, you just let it fucking kick your ass, and it will fucking spit you up to the surface eventually. or you will float up to
especially
the
if you're
surface
holding your breath,
eventually.
your buoyancy is such that it will, you'll definitely come back up.
You will definitely eventually know which way is up again. It feels,
I think the
again,
other
that's
thing they
definitely
tell
one of
you
the
to do is to like relax, wait for the water to calm down, and then spit out a couple of bubbles and watch which way the bubbles go. It's similar to like if you get caught in an avalanche and for whatever reason you actually have enough room still to like breathe and stuff. Like you're supposed to like wait and drop something so you can tell which way is up and down, because usually you'll be so like rattled around and moved around that you won't necessarily know. And the last thing you want to do is dig your way the wrong way, because the snow can keep air from you.
Indeed. Yeah, and again, when you're getting tumbled, it's about 4 or 5 seconds for every actual second. Like it feels like 4 seconds feels like a good 10 to 15 at least. Or a car wreck, or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah,
everything
feels
seems to
like
really
it's taken a really
down.
long time.
Yeah, that shit's fucking nuts. You're like, no, you're under for like 3 seconds. I'm like, no, dude, that was at least 10. Everything's it's weird because everything's happening super fast, but time is going by very slowly.
What is it? Time keeps on slipping into the future.
Into the future, indeed.
Into the future.
All right, we can probably call it.
Yeah,
do you have anything
it's probably
other
the
than?
end. Yeah, I gotta go get some food and whatnot.
Enough of my anecdotes about my vacation. Right on. All right, nobody was listening, but if anybody